And we should be talking now. Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. My name is Andrew Otway, and tonight I am very pleased to bring you another episode of That D&D podcast in our Candles in the Dark series. And we should go around the horn, and everybody should introduce themselves.
Jordan, I think you're first on the horn.
I think so too. Hi, I'm Jordan. Tonight I'll be playing Beatrix Alexander, aka Gray. She is my hound and very disappointed in some members of the gang.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'll be playing the part of Coraline, who is definitely not one of the members of the gang that Gray is disappointed in. I'm really good at talking to people and getting us out of all the trouble, and I have a spooky boyfriend who we're totally still going out. It's fine.
Didn't you kidnap him?
Is the trauma delusional?
Jonathan, I prefer the term forced romantic getaway. Mandatory couples retreat. Got it. Okay.
That's it.
That's slightly less creepy.
I have to go and rename the last episode now.
Slightly.
Because that's exactly the sequence title for when you were escaping that mansion, is a mandatory couples retreat.
It was a retreat. Emphasis on retreat.
I think one of the Johns is up.
In Discord, he is first.
I for some reason I don't know why I can't tell in Discord like what our order is. I don't know.
Did you hide the members pane?
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't. Sorry.
It's
I
just
have
alphabetical Discord.
I have that hidden. Now I have it. Look at that.
Yep.
Pro moves. Hey everybody, I'm John. I am playing Harrington, the completely responsible and not at all demon blood addicted lurk for the group, who is very responsible, like I said, and is not up to no good at all, and is very responsible. I just want to stress that point.
You are responsible for so many things.
But I should hand it off to Jonathan, who totally did not at all narc on me last session.
Yeah, that doesn't check out.
Yeah, no, they were a true friend, and
Does not sound like the sort of thing that happened. So I'm Jonathan. I'm playing Mortimer, aka Maximilian. I am the local purveyor of chemicals who is somehow completely uninvolved in the Leviathan blood thing. It's weird, but we'll see where that goes, and that might not stay true. Anyway.
Awesome. And I believe we left off last session. Sorry, I thought you were all muted, but no, that was just me having a mild panic attack. I believe we left off last session, and I owe you some downtime actions, so you can recover from all the horrible bullshit I've inflicted upon you.
That's true.
I don't see recover from GM bullshit on the list of things.
I think it's on those long-term projects.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, I see it now.
It only gets better with time away from the campaign. I definitely need to relieve some stress.
I mean, you could just trauma out.
I could, and likely I will, but I'm going to save that for the finale. Go big.
We have a bag of swag we need to sell too.
Mm-hmm.
So my vice is stupor, and normally I have a street chemist friend, but I did watch Harrington enjoy the effects of certain beverages that he may have injected into his skin. Skin drinks, as we call them.
Yeah, my skin was thirsty. That's what it was.
You gotta hydrate, bro.
That's right.
And watch as you took a big gulp of the Leviathan blood.
Yes. So, also, I did have a big swig of Leviathan blood, and it was some stuff. And I have a vial of it. So I think Coraline's probably going to go over to Harrington at some point, but, before we go to our next mission, and just kind of knock on the door and have a little vial and say, hey, you want to hang out?
I love you so much.
Yeah, me too.
Does he like open his jacket and be like, "I got 5 more"?
How do you feel about tattoos?
Yeah, I think I almost refilled my pouch in secret. In secret, I don't know how secret it really was.
It was enough to fool Gray.
Yeah, I didn't notice. I thought
So-
I took your 1 vial.
Oh, that's true. I did fool Gray. That did matter to me because I
Yeah.
was getting the dagger eyes from Gray. So at this point, like let's definitely do that, Aaron.
Okay.
I think Harrington, like where do you want to accost him?
I mean, I figure we probably kind of know where each other hang out, in their
Yeah.
downtime. So
I'm definitely a dox type. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
flop around in different spots.
I think she might have like asked around and then found, whatever hovel that you are currently occupying.
Hmm.
A quick check. to
Never
make sure.
too far from the tattoo parlor.
Exactly.
If
You,
possible.
you might need to get re-upped,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I think she probably knocks on the door of your hovel of the day, and is like, "Hey, are we cool? You wanna hang out?"
So my reaction to that is at first, because I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong here, I don't think Harrington actually knows in character that Mortimer told everybody. I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong about that.
I
though.
don't think he even remembers that he did it because he was
Yeah.
just panic babbling.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
Mortimer
no-
definitely doesn't know he did it.
Okay.
But I mean, that doesn't mean that you don't realize something's up with Gray. And
Yeah.
there's one person who saw you,
I didn't explicitly say drugs are bad. I just was like focused on the job.
Yeah. Okay, so I think he's in his normal state of like thinking that it's still under wraps and the team doesn't need to know what they don't know, and he's totally got it under control. It's not a problem.
Can
Oh my
quit
God.
anytime he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not a habit. It's cool.
So I don't want to like belabor the scene, but there would definitely be like the initial interaction would be like not straight up denial, but a kind of like, what do you have there? That looks interesting. Is it? Oh, that's what a fun thing to try for the first time. It'd be that
Yeah.
kind of thing. How would you react to that? Would you play along with me, or would you just like see through my bullshit?
I think like she looks confused for a second, and then like gradually it starts as an innocent smile, and then like if the camera lingers, it slowly kind of becomes a little twisted, and she's like, "Well, let's just say that I got the chance to experience some of this firsthand at a date gone awry, and I just figured it would be something that would be better shared with friends. I've acquired a taste, let's say."
Yeah. I have a quick flashback to like Harrington's POV from the ritual, where it's just like, and like everything's spinning, and there's like demon tentacles, and he's like, "Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was what a night, right?" Like
Remember
he's
that one
clearly
dude
just
who
like,
was snakes?
yeah, he doesn't remember what went down very clearly at all. It was this like crazy drug trip for him.
Well, so I have like an idea in mind, and feel free to
Yeah, no, go
reject
ahead.
or build on this or whatever. But a little bit of real world stuff. I personally live in Vancouver, and there's a Murakami exhibit in town that I had the pleasure of going and checking out this weekend, and it's a lot of like bright, vibrant colors, sort of striking, repeating backgrounds, kind of chaos, but a very clean chaos, if that makes sense. Like all of the lines are incredibly sharp.
Like paprika
Kind of.
style, also like yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
But yeah, and it's like bright, vivid colors, and just cute and disturbing imagery adjacent and on top of each other and sort of intermingling. Yeah, and like creatures like with just rows of jagged teeth and like giant cutesy eyes with little sparkles in them, sort of thing. Is like
Yeah.
that's yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. it's a nice contrast from the real world of the setting where it's just dark and
Yeah.
almost black and white and everything. This is like way
Yeah.
too vivid.
Check the Discord chat.
Yeah,
No,
totally
don't
that.
do that. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
that's some psychedelic nonsense. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I got to see all of those, and
Nice.
one thing that I should emphasize is those are also massive, like several meters tall and several meters wide, and just if you're in a city with a museum and a Murakami exhibit comes to town, check it out.
Cool. Yeah, I love that. I think I can like pretend a little bit and tell Coraline that like, oh, I've heard sailors talk about this place around here. You know, this isn't the kind of thing you're supposed to just hand like, oh, this is dangerous. We should go to the professionals.
Oh, because I mean, I just drank it the other time.
Yeah, and that he kind of goes sort of a little bit pale when you say that. And it's like, oh no, you're probably fine, but let's this is gonna be great. And then he tries to play it off when he like jangles the bell at the tattoo, and it's like Norm, you know, like he tries to play it off like you know, he's never been in there before.
Everybody knows your name.
Yeah.
I think I think the end of the scene for me as we walk into the tattoo place is like her putting her hand on Harrington's shoulder. I think she's probably taller than most of the people in the gang. She's like 6, stupid. And she's gonna like lean in and just look him in the eye and say, "I trust you," and then just walk on into the tattoo place.
Oh boy.
And I imagine like your smile is actually like for dusk, like a Scovelin human, like wider than that, right?
Yeah, it's probably like bordering on like Joker wit smile.
Like at least
Yeah.
in this moment, yeah. There's too
Yeah.
many teeth. Yes, Jordan has the better reference, Cheshire.
Yes.
That's perfect.
I like it. Someone push my indulge vice.
Yeah, I'm gonna join you and do that as well.
3. Okay. Well, guess what I'm doing again? Oh no.
So roll plus drugs.
Oh, there it is.
You have 4 stress and you heal 5 stress.
Yep.
Hey, buddy.
Awesome.
I, for
Perfect.
one, am surprised that Harrington overindulged.
What
What an unprecedented event.
It's weird, right?
You know what? I'm gonna roll for Bender real quick.
Yeah. I'm honestly
Fuck, really?
kind of tempted.
Were you trying to overindulge with me, Aaron?
No, I'm trying to get to 0 and I still have 3 freaking stress left.
Oh lord.
It's
So-
the danger zone. Sorry, continue, Andrew.
Well, so Harrington is overindulged, and I feel like handing over the reins of this overindulgence to Jordan.
Oh.
Just
I'm
'cause-
fine with that.
Just because that just seems funnier to me.
Yeah.
So
I would-
Mhm.
I'm just curious before we do that, which yes, let's please do that if you want to, Jordan. You're getting a tattoo, Coraline?
Yeah.
I would like to know where,
Yes.
Ooh.
especially how visible it is and what it is. Because I have to get a first one too, so I'm not getting my back redone. I'm like getting one on my arm now because I have to pretend like I'm getting a new one or a first one with you.
Lucian's name.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, it's the heart with the arrow and Lucian written across it.
I
You
think
sent him to jail, but he's
I think probably on her calf or something, she's actually getting a hook tattooed on herself.
Is there anything
Nice.
caught on the hook?
A bat.
Okay.
No, a ghost. There's a ghost on a hook.
Nice. I'm gonna get the. Well, I'm not gonna get the same. We're not gonna get matching tattoos. We're not at that level of our relationship yet, Coraline.
Right. I mean, mine's based off
Um,
my code name. Someone needs you to not. Wait. Oh, we can get tower tattoos.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's really good, actually. Let's
Like-
do that.
Yeah, I want a tower tattoo just right on my forearm. Like it's this cool, like ruined-looking tower. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Very yes.
Yep. Okay, I'm down with that. Gang tattoo.
Why do
Yep.
I feel like this is inspiring a real world thing?
Hey, John. Listen next. Are you coming to PAX South?
I
can talk about
mean, I do
tattoos.
have some Blades tattoo designs that no one's seen yet, so maybe I'll add that to the list. see. We'll see.
That'd be rad. Anyway, continue, Andrew.
I mean, I think it's up to Jordan. I've shared the payoff
Oh,
heat
yes.
and downtime. So if you want to check the very bottom right, there's a little section on overindulgence.
So the only reason Gray got upset during the heist was Harrington did it while they were on the job. Otherwise, it's kind like if she sees Harrington get nervous with like Leviathan vials and they're off the clock, she'd probably give like a little laugh and say something like, you know, like, lad, what you do on your free time is entirely your own affair. Just don't do that shit during a job again.
All right. I'm shocked that you're that.
Well, honestly, if you're going to be doing something and you end up getting caught, that's your own fault. She has nothing to do with that.
Damn.
But
Wow.
also, Gray isn't someone who just works hard. She also plays hard, or played hard rather. Because her vice is pleasure. She actually like indulges in the theater, and she probably like made a thing where she got to know every single like star performer as they were debuting. And she's older now. She did this like since she was younger, so she's seen a lot of different things.
Cool. I like that. That helps me out a lot, actually. I
But,
appreciate that.
But does human Jordan have an overindulge consequence
Oh,
that she
of
would like to
course.
inflict? Okay.
Please hold as I injure this human.
Yeah.
Human Jordan.
Yes. Cassie sees them.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that attract trouble or brag?
So I'm looking through the attract trouble options here. That's actually a really good question.
Is she gonna get a matching tower tattoo because she saw it on us after we walked out, and
Oh,
she's gonna bring shit to
no.
us?
Yes. Aaron, yes. Aaron, thank you for this.
All right, look, we're 3/7 of the way to having the
But,
full
like,
tower set.
She gets it like in a more obvious position.
Fuck.
Like it's a little
Face?
farther down the forearm or something.
Oh,
No, it's not like super obvious. Like it's not
I was
like
thinking like Mike
the
Tyson's
face.
face
No,
tats or-
Yeah.
no, I said more obvious, not plainly obvious. But yes,
Okay.
awesome.
Oh.
So let me just give y'all 2 heat real quick. That's fine. You can take
Holy
it.
That is fine.
I thought she was gonna ask for a matching tattoo with Harrington.
Well, no. She doesn't want to seem creepy, so she waits until you leave.
Oh, of course.
To get a tattoo that matches yours
Right.
with no input from you.
Yeah.
She
So-
talks to
so
the
then
artist,
when-
give me what he got.
Right. And then when she arranges a meeting with me later, it'll be a surprise.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the.
Walks into the tattoo
So-
parlor. I'll have what he's having. You know
Yeah.
how it is.
Oh,
I hate
she
to
get-
I hate to say this, but I feel like there's a because Harrington at least is like a regular, and I think he has enough of a rapport with
Sure.
the bottom feeding assholes who run that tattoo parlor. Sorry guys, that maybe he doesn't get the worst stuff.
Yeah.
But if someone was to sneak in on her own
Oh yeah.
without him there,
Yeah, and ask for the same thing.
I mean,
Well,
there's
I mean-
no guarantee that she would get.
Yeah.
What's actually in the needle?
She doesn't
Yeah.
get the white glove service.
She gets.
Probably not.
I thought you were gonna say it's like that one restored Jesus painting.
Oh,
Yes.
A tattoo.
No, I was thinking more of the how they cut the drug, perhaps. Yeah.
I'm just gonna quickly roll a d6, which I almost
From
called the die of
left.
fate, but it's a fortune die.
That's the same.
That's not bad. 5
That-
isn't bad.
That is no.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I think Cassie doesn't have too much choice in the matter, but yeah. Cool.
I mean, yeah, she took her chances, and it turned out okay.
John.
yes. Wait,
Hold on.
there's 2 of them.
Okay, I think this works. How about
Oh.
that for our tattoo?
Yeah, that's good. Should share that in chat.
I will. Please. Hold.
Yeah, I'm thinking like maybe the flame at the top is a. I'm actually working on a tattoo design for Blades right now because I'm trying to figure out what the Duskwall iconography for spirit is. I figure there's some kind of like tattoo flash type thing that's become a tradition in Duskwall. This means ghost or something.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to be like a sheet type
Yeah.
ghost with the eye holes kind of thing, you know. So maybe where this fire is on the top of the tower is like represents spirit or something because we're
Yeah.
like the spirit catcher type, you know.
We're banishing the spirits from the city, and they're
Right.
fleeing from us.
Yeah,
Mhm.
totally. Yep. Yeah, that's cool. With the bloody moon, and this is
Yeah.
like basically perfect. This is really good.
Sometimes my Google is good.
Nice. Very nice.
Good job, Google. Awesome. So that was 2 of two of Coraline's. I will get your name straight next session, which is
wait,
the
no,
last
I-
session.
I still have 2 downtime activities, according to your initial statement. So
Quoi?
Oh no, because if you use Beatrix's, then Coraline would still have 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Sorry.
And I
Okay.
would have nothing.
Yes.
Yes. I would like to study the book.
Excellent.
please do the thing.
Yeah. I'm super curious where this goes because I've got a few ideas that move in very different directions.
Yeah, we're getting close. Actually, we could finish it off if we all kind of
Yeah.
get
I'm
rid
really
of it.
curious
Yeah.
where it goes.
I suppose there's no way for me to survey the book.
I mean, tell me how you would do that. And then
okay,
I can
hi,
give
it
you
says
an effect.
Gather information about opportunities or exploits.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to kind of like jot down a little copy of the cover and stuff, and go.
I think so. I've been thinking about this a bunch. It occupies a bunch of like the spare cycles of my brain, and I think it's more of like a personal diary. Like I don't think it's like a mass-produced book or anything, so much as like something that is a distinctly unique entity.
Okay.
So I mean, like you might be able to find some information about it, but if you're going to survey, like there might be maps or schematics inside. That survey might be more useful in using.
Locations that are sketched within the pages.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Kind of like the Skyrim treasure maps.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna go try scouting those out.
Absolutely. Let's see how it goes.
Am I allowed to push myself outside in downtime?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Do you want it? Oh, and then you take 2 stress, and then you're at 6.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliantly done, Jordan.
Ah, 4.
I mean,
That's fine. It's still just a clock, but still.
Yep.
That's fine.
And I think
then-
that's 2 pips. I mean, yeah, there's absolutely some sketches around town. Like it's not like as spooky as like one of them is your tower, woo! But it's like, I mean, it's historic landmarks, and there's obviously been some changes since the time of this book's initial printing. But there's a few things that still line up, like parks have new monuments in them, either torn down or reconstructed or similar. But a lot of sort of like the geography of Doskval is fairly similar. Yeah. And yeah, like it's mostly taking you around wealthy districts. Like there's a few stops, like there's one or two in the docks, maybe one in Crowsfoot sort of thing. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And-
I go back to the hideout just to quickly jot down some notes before.
Mhm.
heading
Yeah, I
out.
imagine there's like actually a pretty serious conspiracy board.
Yeah. And then
Is this a thing that like the crew knows each other are working on?
I think so. I think we all
Yeah.
use different colored string.
Yeah.
I would think by
That's good.
Yeah, yeah, I like
think
that.
in the beginning it was probably like we didn't like try to hide it, but we didn't make it like a point of conversation. But I think as we probably delved into it more, like I think it started coming up in like our little idle talks and stuff like that.
Well,
What,
like
if I
like-
remember what Andrew was saying, is that we're all finding different things in the book.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
there's
so like,
definitely there is definitely something that is changing the contents of the book based on the reader. Or at least like revising it or rewording things. Like it's adaptive is probably a good phrase for it. That's fine though, right? Books do that.
no
Yeah,
worries.
Normal.
I was gonna say like mine would be gray, Harrington's would be red, Hook's would be gold, and then Max's would be green, maybe. I'll kind of
like it.
So throwing down my sketches, circling a map, like some stuff around the docks and Crowsfoot. Then I want to do some prowess training because I want to do that in like Indulge Vice because I've got coin to spend.
Sure. And I mean the gang has rep as well, which is another
Yeah.
resource you can use for downtime.
Okay.
That's part of the mechanics that I think we've all sort of agreed like we don't necessarily need to engage with is the gang ranking up.
Yeah.
We're small and punchy.
I think this is gonna be kind of like before I did that with the book. I practiced my prowling by following Harrington and Hook to the tattoo parlor in the crowd.
Okay. I see how it is.
Excuse me,
I see
ma'am.
how it is.
You
Yeah.
said we weren't followed.
Uh-huh.
I mean, well,
Look, I say a lot of things.
So here's the thing that's fun as a GM to do. I will absolutely let you know like which tattoo parlor they walked into and like you will
Right.
have surveilled them, but this feels like a flashback.
Right.
If you want to pay like one stress for it or
Sure, I'll do it.
awesome. Cool, wonderful, brilliant.
I had the dog follow them.
Oh man.
The dog was following them in the street, just kind of weaving through the crowd, and I was on the top.
Uh-huh.
Just kind of occasionally looking through my scope.
I just have the picture of the dog like acting nonchalant.
Yeah. Yeah, the dog like stops at a corner and is all shifty-eyed.
He's got a
Um,
newspaper he holds up like, real quick.
Did that dog just fucking whistle?
yeah. No, it's a whippet.
No, it's not the same dog. That dog has a different hat on than the last one. So I'm pretty sure it's a
This one
different
has
dog.
a mustache?
I'm
Smoking
also
a pipe.
Yeah. I'm also curious if your scope is attached to anything or not.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Never point at something you don't intend to kill.
I mean,
So in the TV show, this would just cut to the scope view of us
Yes.
with the crosshairs, and then it
Yes.
would reveal that it was gray, while the audience is
Yeah.
like, "What is happening?"
yeah. Oh, and I was like
Yeah.
holding on Harrington, and like we get the finger like moved to the trigger, and then it
Yeah.
holds there, and then like it moves off. It's like, nah, not today.
No, not the finger. Just like pew noise quietly, like under her breath. But no, so I'm not like actually like upset or anything, but I was concerned that like at the hideout, hey, do you want to do this thing? It's like, come on.
Well, no, that was at the docks, like wherever Harrington
Oh.
was passing out for the night.
That's okay though. I
Yeah.
think the idea that Beatrix is just like around and observing him at
Yeah.
any given unknown
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
that's perfect. That's,
Stealth
Yeah.
parole officer over here.
yeah.
Oh, with Huck, it's like we just walked into the party and then you immediately spill your drink on the host.
No, I spilled the host's drink on the host.
Yes.
No, you put your fist through a mug.
Yeah.
Weird
Like,
ghost
I've
punk.
heard it both ways. It's fine.
Hey, you want some punch?
Good night, everybody.
Okay, anyway, so 2 for Prowl. And then mark 1 rep so I can indulge in
Yeah, I'll-
vice.
Discard 1 rep.
Okay, cool.
Dare you?
I mean, listen. Were you going to use that rep?
Maybe.
3.
Okay.
Yeah, we still got 2 left.
Yeah.
Burn it up.
Do I want to risk it at 4?
I mean, the expectation value on a D6 is 3.5. You're probably not going to overindulge.
Like, I ran the numbers, and there's literally nothing bad that can happen.
You can
Yeah.
trust me,
Okay.
I'm an analyst. You have a 4 in 6 chance of being fine.
Yeah. Half the
okay.
time it works every time.
I am
Checks out.
gonna
That checks out.
indulge again.
Do it.
Come on.
This is gonna be bad.
Let's do it.
Nope. Okay, cool.
Oh,
So I mean,
Just one.
what was the first one, and then what went wrong the second time, or not right the second time?
So I think I kind of chuckled to myself watching them disappear into the parlor because it's like, the folly of young. And then I'm going to climb down from the rooftops, whistle for Mistral, and then she and I are going to head to the theater, where I have a special relationship with like the owner of the opera house, so that because I cleared some ghosts like years before. Phantom of the Opera.
Yeah.
And,
That's why I was giving you stink eye through
Yeah.
the internet.
And so yeah, just me and Mistral are kind of lounging on like a sofa in a box seat, watching a couple of the rehearsals, and then like another performance afterwards for like a side group that the theater's doing, because it's like mostly musical. Part of the reason that Gray really enjoys the theater is it kind of is like a more tangible version of her belief in the church, like ecstasy of the flesh. Like, yes, we are all part of a play. We are all actors. We are all temporary. The same play might happen over and over again, but there's going to be new actors years from now, but it's still enjoyable.
Jordan, has anyone ever told you you're really good at role-playing games?
that is so
No,
good.
never.
Oh my god. Wow, that's awesome. Jeez.
That
All right,
is-
I'm playing. I'm playing with you before I write a role playing game next. I need to collect all this material.
Jordan is really good at role-playing games.
Yeah.
Say more cool stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Jonathan, do you want to follow that up?
No.
No.
No, I don't. Yeah,
That's fair. I mean,
Yeah.
I can inflict horrible bullshit on the crew at this point because I have an entanglement that
I was about
hasn't
to say I
fired
have
yet.
a third thing I was gonna do if you want to have a shittier thing to go after.
Sure. That's fine.
Okay. So I'm gonna use a coin, and I'm gonna do playbook training,
Okay.
which I think we have the thing now where we get 2 XP for that, right?
We've always had it.
We've always
No,
had it.
prowess you've got, but there is a crew advance if you want to,
Oh.
invest in it.
We have an unspent crew advance. Yeah, we
Yeah.
should talk about what that's going to be.
We
Oh,
should.
yeah.
So let's
I have an idea for one, but
please go.
Well, should we do downtime first, or should we just do it now?
I mean, we can do it in the middle of downtime. That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, if Jordan wants to change prowess training to personal, that's fine too. But
Same activity count.
yeah,
The roll
Yeah.
entanglements one is very good.
I'm totally fine with personal training. That's fine. One thought I had,
Hmm.
which we didn't take at the beginning because we were like, that's really going to change what the show is. But now that Beatrix has been investigating all these landmarks and stuff, I'm looking at ghost echoes real hard.
Yeah. I mean, even the book counts.
Ooh,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's very good.
Yep.
it might
Yeah.
be the case that this book links into some ghost field bullshit.
It absolutely
And,
links into Ghostfield bullshit.
Well, there you go.
If only there was some way to know if it links into Ghostfield bullshit. I think
Yeah.
Ghost Echoes being like the result of us knocking out this, or advancing this clock.
I mean,
would fit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe finishing the book is like how it says like from weird experience or occult ritual. And
Yeah.
this book can count as our weird experience potentially.
I mean, also if you take the thing and you somehow don't manage to knock this book out in the rest of this downtime, the four of you were in a room where a bunch of people had their souls like crammed into half
Yep.
their bodies so they could be more easily possessed.
True.
When,
Yes.
when did I?
Well, see, it's
No,
that
I
time
was
you
at a
almost got a trauma.
No, I was just at a party and
Mhm.
there was punch.
Yep.
It was great. Yeah,
So
I think
for the people at home, basically what this does is it lets us see and interact with the ghostly structures, streets, and objects within the echo of Duskwall that exists in the ghost field. So there's like a Phantom City, or we'll discover whatever that is, but
Yeah.
it'll let us like go there or whatever.
there exists a Phantom Menace.
Oh.
As a player, I love this. Like Beatrix herself would hate it so much. I love it though.
I love the idea of Beatrix waking up one morning and like the other three members of the Seventh Tower are like holding hands with like her passed out in bed or something, and they're just like, "All right, now read this real quick."
1, 2, 3, and blood. Okay.
Aaron, if you need 2 XP to level up for
No,
your
I just
playbook,
needed one, so it was
Okay.
totally fine. I
you
just
could. Okay, gotcha.
yeah, it's
Yep.
totally fine. So I'm gonna pick the veteran thing and take a move from another playbook. So I'm gonna get foresight, which I think is from the
Spider, yeah.
Spider, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm
Oh yeah, I gotta talk about that too.
So foresight, 2 times per score, I can assist a teammate without paying stress, and I have to determine or describe how I prepared for this. And I figure, I think at this point, it's just she is spending money and going around and like buying this huge stupid thing of supplies that she thinks she might need, and like as she hangs out with different members of the group, she's like, all right, I think today I'm gonna grab this and this and this, and eventually she figures out some of the weird little quirks of each person in the party. So she's like, aha, so
Well,
I
and
spent
like
all this money on supplies, but now I know what kind of mess this one's likely to get into, and that sort of thing. So now I can team mom the whole thing.
and also all their blind spots.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like
What?
Harrington
No.
absolutely won't see this thing coming. So like if I do this, I can
Yeah.
protect against it. I love it.
That's good.
I love Team Mom and her spooky, useless boyfriend.
Yeah.
Team mom with the demon frills and the goat eyes.
We need to talk about where he is after the downtime here.
This whole
I went to
campaign though
jail.
is just us coming to terms with Team Mom dating again.
Didn't we turn him over? Lucian, I mean?
Yeah, Lucian is definitely in like double jail.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in some kind of custody, but yeah.
Here's actually an interesting conversation for the crew. Do you speak to the spirit wardens about what happens to people you hand over to them?
That was where I was going with that.
Right.
Yeah.
I think at this
I
point,
wrote
if
a
nobody
report.
else did, Hook would want to know.
I definitely wrote a report.
Good luck with
And,
that, Hook.
Hey, so like I turned in my boyfriend because I think he's like doing stuff with ghosts and taking people's spirits out. So if I can just like see him, that'd be great.
When do you think we'll be able to go on our second date? Like
Uh,
tomorrow?
Tomorrow, maybe
Um,
Wednesday. What do you think? Wednesday? Is
you-
Wednesday okay?
you should pitch being his lawyer, and you need to be able to see him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the spirit wardens don't give a fuck if you got a lawyer.
Whatever the Duskwall equivalent of like enemy combatant is, like rogue whisper or like demon, because I think demon or devil is the all-encompassing term.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So yeah, it's like devil.
The devil hole. We threw him in the devil hole.
Oh, wink.
No
That's
problem.
far downtown.
That's the fourth that's the fourth date.
Uh,
All right, Jonathan, do you want to follow that up?
sure.
Cool.
All right. I guess we'll start with the book. So I'm gonna try and work that out too. We'll study the book.
Awesome.
And I think I'm gonna go ahead and push myself. Oops, wait, no.
Okay.
Don't push me.
And that's just controlled.
Yeah. The risky standard desperate doesn't really apply here.
All right. Oh, did I? How does the character sheet work for this? Do you have to? It doesn't actually automate it. Okay.
What?
There's a button. It looks like you can push it for push yourself, but you can't.
Oh, no.
You actually have to do it manually, which is
Yeah.
fine.
Boofing.
Whoa.
Well,
Well,
Hi, how are you?
if this were Apocalypse World, I'd be telling you to mark experience, but
Yeah.
He wanted to learn one thing about this book.
that's honestly my favorite
Maybe.
like thing to say in like powered by the Apocalypse games is, well, good news, mark experience.
Yeah.
Um,
except in Apocalypse World.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. And that was just a study. I
Yep.
think like the things that the book is showing you, or the things you were reading from the book, however you wish to interpret this relationship, the things inside the book are just like incredibly advanced. Like you're no slouch at this sort of thing. Like you have.
and,
Yep.
No, so I was gonna pitch is the other thing I'm gonna do is indulge vice and like go visit the Dowager, and like I bring it, but I just totally get lost in doing other stuff. It's
Right.
like I forget to do my homework
Mhm.
because I'm clearly the best.
Well, and it's hyper advanced stuff. Like
Mhm.
you have like a literal bandolier of eel innards that melt locks and only locks. Like other metals of the same construction, it doesn't touch for some reason. Like you have some bullshit alchemy.
Yeah.
But like this stuff is. If you weren't someone who had like a grasp on alchemical science such as it is, you would call this magic. Like
Weird.
it's clearly like the principles that you understand but applied, and like it feels like they're missing sort of those 5 intermediary steps that physicists like to do sometimes. They're
Yeah,
just
oh,
like,
yeah.
well,
It's
clearly
not
you
just
can get from this to this, and you're just like,
It was left as an exercise for the reader,
yeah, exactly.
and the reader's like, "What the hell?"
Or it's like, yeah, checks like Appendix C, and Appendix C is another tome, right?
Yeah. All right.
So like
Um,
you're able to get like sort of the start and the end, but you don't. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then I think the other thing I was gonna do is indulge vice, which is go basically hang out with the Dowager a little bit. And well, actually, I can't screw that up. Now that I look at that. Because I now have enough stress that.
Good news.
Yeah.
I have some very bad news.
Oh, I don't like you anymore.
Good news, Andrew won.
So last session I rolled some dice for the entanglement.
Mm-hmm.
That never happened.
What? No.
It
No,
did,
everything went
actually.
perfectly fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're definitely fine, but there have been a couple devil's bargains where stuff tied back to your friend.
Yeah.
And let's see where gang trouble. Or no, it was the other one, questioning.
Hmm.
Yeah. Talk to me about the Dowager.
Um, well, like I said, I think she is like, well, I'm using the word dowager intentionally. Like, she's from a great family, but like she is no longer in charge of it. And I think that's partly bad choice. Like, she just wants to be left alone to screw around and study and do her thing. And like, she is the one that Mortimer learned most of the stuff with because like he helped her, and I think she's also super crabby with most people, and it just kind of rolled off of Mortimer, and he didn't care.
Okay. Sure. Well, the Bluecoats haven't arrested her. She is not under arrest, officer. But they have taken her in for questioning. So if you would, please just roll me 1d6, or you can bribe the Bluecoats to let her go, which costs 2 coin.
Okay. Did we get 2 coin last time? Because I know I haven't spent any. I only have one marked. I thought
You
we
should
did.
probably have more than just 1 coin, yeah.
That
Yeah.
is what I was thinking.
We should each
Um,
have 3 coin.
All right, so that's what I thought. But that's fine because I will pay the coin to get that away from her.
Okay.
Whoops.
So, I mean, yeah, like... So, like, is it like you you arrive at the estate, I'm assuming on foot,
Yeah.
and, like, there's an inspector there, like, not an inspector, but, like, a Bluecoat sergeant or something? Or maybe a lieutenant, and you're just like, oh, yes, my friend's sack of money would like to represent, her innocence here.
Baron Sakamani. Yes.
See, what I think was happening is like I got there while they were like tossing her lab. And
Oh, yeah.
like at that point the coin had already been kind of converted into alchemical stuff, but like easily fensible stuff. Like this is golden powder. Like literally someone managed to powderize gold. It's like this is highly relevant to your investigation, sir. I mean, this is only used for good, honest, hardworking kind of things. Kind of people who, innocent people do.
Clearly, she's just a scientist with an interest in home protection, so she's figuring out what her locks are weak to so that she can protect against
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, she's trying to help improve the stages of locksmithing in the dust hall. Yeah.
I mean, she's practically a public servant when you think about it.
I agree.
You should be paying her.
Yeah.
But of course, we should be paying these fine guards because they also keep everybody safe.
I mean, they're underpaid criminally, so
Horribly.
anything I can do to adjust the balance in your behalf, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so they fuck off having accepted your bribe of gold dust, and honestly, I think some of it might just be like actually spice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like something to make eel not taste like eel.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's like another thing that Mortimer would totally have on him. Spend coin on.
Cool.
While I have the focus, the one thing I was going to ask about is because I advanced my playbook, right?
Okay.
Not certain what I was going to go with. Alchemist feels like the most thematically appropriate from what we've been doing so far, or at least how I've been playing Mortimer.
Okay.
When you invent or craft a creation with alchemical features, take +1 result level. You begin with one special formula already known. Okay.
Yeah. So the question is the special formula there.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to press on the Leviathan thing? It's mostly a question to the group. Because, like, you had mentioned Leviathan methadone, and I'd kind of like the idea. Well, and not necessarily for the addiction aspect, but they were using Leviathan blood to link all the people together and to bring them into the attention of the thing. So, like, I try and make a benign version of that to let us pass, and to let us maybe try and get some of that knowledge of, oh, they're calling us here. So, yeah, that's my pitch.
I think that's fantastic. I love that.
I may have broken Andrew.
Jonathan, has anyone ever told you you're really good at role-playing games?
Oh, thank you.
So do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, well, I guess we have to figure out what that is, which is a lot of system stuff that I really don't know much about. And then like
don't worry about it. We can gloss that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you've made Leviathan blood.
Okay.
Dot dot dot.
Yeah.
There are some questions that Andrew might want to ask you for fun,
Yep.
but we can get to those maybe. But
Yeah,
like
okay.
the actual process of making it, since
Yeah.
you took the ability, you
Mhm.
you sort of skip the labor part of that.
Okay.
So this
Well,
is
that's
something
easy
that
then.
you've had in your back pocket basically, and are like ready to make now.
Well, and I mean, like, it can be time between scores. Like,
Yeah,
it can have been 2 weeks between each of the scores, and like this session, like, not all of this is happening in real time. We aren't constrained by that. This isn't.
Oh. Yep.
Yep.
I
So,
just
I
remember
mean-
the other thing too is I don't know if it's a downtime action or not, but we have that bag of stuff we need to fence.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a downtime thing, but yeah, if you want,
Yeah.
like, there should be a scene there. And,
Well,
Yep. Now I remember that was another way I was going to indulge the vice is I'm totally stealing a pocket watch out of there and keeping it, even though it's a horrible idea.
yep.
What is
Yeah.
the worst that can happen?
you should do that. You should
Somebody
definitely
can
do that.
spot me with their pocket watch. Like that seems pretty obvious.
I mean, you already have the pocket watch, or do you mean another pocket watch?
No,
Yeah,
no,
you
I
definitely
never-
kept one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Is that that's how I was going to pitch indulge vice, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, the indulge vice could even just be like futzing with it, right? Like, it's off by half a second every 2 hours or something, and so you like.
Yeah. So I'm trying to go through and retime the gears and stuff. Yeah.
That's
This is
good.
Sly's
gotta
origin
remember
story.
All right.
I have one more to do.
Mhm.
Uh,
And then if
I'm
anyone
gonna-
wants to spend stuff, there can be additional.
I might do additional. I have an unspent playbook advance, but I want to do this first. And
Okay.
depending on how this goes, I'll spend my advance based on this.
Beautiful.
I'm attuning to the book because I'm bad at studying.
I
I'm really
love
bad
it.
at So more tuning. I will take Devil's Bargains on this if you want.
I mean,
Otherwise-
I'm trying to, like, does anyone have a good Devil's Bargain? Because partially this book is still up in the air. I haven't fully nailed down what it is yet.
yeah,
So if anyone has a Devil's
that's totally
Bargain
fine. If
suggestion,
we don't have one,
but like there's a couple in here. I just haven't like.
Jordan has one.
Yeah.
His
I do.
tattoo starts giving him intrusive thoughts.
Yes.
The tattoo is
Well, like-
aware of the book.
Well, just like the tattoo is like a beacon for the Leviathan chilling under White Crown. Chilling, he said, to denote imprisonment.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like sitting there with the book, or it's like sitting on the table next to our conspiracy board, and I'm like ignoring it, and I keep kind of glancing over.
Well, it like
And every
starts
time- every time I
crawling a
look at
little
it-
farther.
Yeah, every time I look at the book, I feel the thing. And you said intrusive thoughts, Jordan, so it's like actually
Yeah.
like I'm like seeing imagery or something, maybe like weird imagery.
I don't know that it necessarily interferes with the book. Like I mean, mechanically, it's enhancing your experience with the books. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
that they're necessarily unwanted at this stage.
Right, but the bargain is that like, and I what I'm saying is I think Harrington is aware.
Yes.
Like, leave the book alone, and you won't keep having these weird visions that are very distracting.
Yeah.
And then finally, he's just like, and he picks the book up and like flips through it and is like, nope, just a book, whatever. And he just puts it back down and is like, nope. And then he attunes like without really meaning to. It's like, whoosh. All right. Oh, a
Nice.
6.
Very
Thanks
nice.
Thanks for the Devil's Bargain die. I needed that.
That finishes the clock, right?
Whoop. I just hit it. My bad.
So, I'm gonna take Ghost Veil as my new special ability, which lets me shift partially into the ghost field, becoming shadowy and
Oh,
insubstantial.
good. You know who's gonna love that?
Demon.
I love Ghost Veil just as an ability. Like,
Yes.
enough that
Yeah,
I.
this character really should have Daredevil, but I was like, no. If I hit this attune, I'm
Yeah.
taking Ghost Veil. I gotta have that.
I can
Yes.
pull myself into the terror sphere at any time.
Oh, No, I'm gonna revise it. What happens is I pick it up and I'm like flip flip flip, and then from the outside point of view, the book just goes thump and like lands on the chair as Harrington like fades away.
Yes. Well, it's not even like fades away. It's like gone.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
just like vanishes. Yeah.
That's real good.
Oh, that's really, really good.
Yeah.
Now I really just want to pitch like Max walking in right after finishing the methadone thing and trying it and seeing that.
Either
It's
had
the old
too much
cartoon
or
thing
not
where
enough.
the guy throws out his bottle of liquor.
Yes.
God, good job, Dice. I really just want to, if nothing else, well done, Dice.
I know
This-
we really needed that. That was satisfying.
Well, like this is why we surrender narrative to control to them, and yeah. I mean, yeah. Between the four of you, you've cracked the secret of this book, and I mean, feel free to interject with like your own thoughts on this. But I think it's like a diary of a person who is like a bit of a whisper pre like cataclysm, what ruined the world, has since passed away, and continued updating the book as like a spirit who has like essentially like the big revelation that Harrington has is that they're one of the reconciled, and one of the things they're looking to do is figure out how to just break a Leviathan. Domesticate, break, tame,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call it. It's horrifying to consider the implications thereof.
It's fine.
Well, and you said it's still updating the book.
Like has since like the world exploded and
Okay.
since the sun died and the gates of death were shattered and Ghost became a thing. Like it's
Well, I had
probably
the whole idea is that all of us screwing around with the book is what Ghost Echoes brought out.
I mean, it could be, or like there could be some later page that was like, or yeah, like it's like enlightened the bunch of you to like the Ghost version of Duskfall, or I mean, I was assuming it required direct physical access to it and was like actually writing new pages in it, and then like in the intervening centuries since Cataclysm, but like at one point there's like
last entry.
that's a really good question.
Well, and there, like, I just throwing it out there. There could be like, there's a ghost copy of the book.
Oh, yeah.
Like maybe when it gets updated, this book is connected
like
to it.
Yeah, they're like
or, you know.
paired.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's entanglement, like as Mortimer might understand it, if he's into like
Yeah.
the quantum bullshit. Yeah, it's spooky action at a distance as Harrington understands it. Yeah.
So yeah, is that how we kind of become aware of things? Is maybe us pulling on the book and the paired book kind of pulls us a little bit into, like your face is sort of just breaking the surface of the water to where you can see what's underneath, sort of thing.
It's definitely something you did and not something that was done to you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
all of our independent actions with the book have like slowly
Yep.
connected the dots.
Yeah.
And
And then
Yeah.
there's just like this, like a dam breaks as Harrington falls into the ghost field.
yeah, and I think I'm holding the ghost copy, right, on the other side, and seeing the tower, like our tower is partially destroyed, but in the Ghost Echo there's like the undestroyed upper floors and stuff. And
Well, and it's a beacon still.
oh, of course, yes, right, yeah, nice, that's really good. And so if we want to like have the new crew ability on screen, I would maybe try to reach out to them like, hey I'm in here, like that kind of thing, to like somehow bring them through or make it so they can see, or
Yeah.
I don't know, I just got my superpower, so I'm like experimenting with.
I really like the idea that like Gray is somewhere buying turnips or mushrooms or whatever. And just Harrington's like like on a pane of glass, but also a ghost. And Gray's just like, ugh.
So with the gang ability, we can all see ghosts and stuff around town. And like it kind of all happens as soon as Harrington does that with the book.
I think it's like, yeah, a shared moment
Sure.
of like a shared moment of eureka, of breakthrough, of serendipity sort of thing.
Mm. I was kind of picturing Grace still at the opera house
Oh.
as the rehearsal's ending, and there's just like this really shrill singing of like this white woman on stage, kind of like mournfully wailing.
Nice.
Mhm.
I think Hook is probably like I think she's settled in like in her room, and then she looks out the window and it's a nice day, and there's like, I don't know, maybe like a flicker or something, and then you could see these things floating down the street, and she just goes nope, and then she stabs herself in the arm with a needle and then just passes out on the couch.
Well, and like sees like Technicolor vomit and sludge and skulls and flowers, right?
Yeah.
And you've decided that that's less like absurd because maybe you know that's a fiction.
This is a thing I'm doing.
Yeah. All right, Mortimer.
Yeah. Well, all right. So, it's definitely Mortimer working in the lab, perfecting the Leviathan methadone. And I'm thinking like the workshop is towards the top of the tower, what's left of it, and so like he just put it in there, and he's sitting on top of like the ruined tower, looking out over the city, and he's like, "Well, don't know what I just did."
Well, and like
If I
I want to add just like an extra like sousson
Yeah.
to this. The tower reconstructed.
Oh yeah.
Like there's, I don't know like if anyone gets drawn up there, but like there's a winding staircase
Uh-huh.
all the way up to the top, and like the top floor, so it's still inside, you're not on the roof or anything, because that would be uncivil. But like the top floor is like this sort of resplendent, like anyone in 2018 looks at it and sees a boardroom.
Okay.
And it's like a bunch of different hoity-toity looking ancient ass ghosts sitting down and discussing their plans.
Oh, dang. Okay.
And on that
mean-
note,
Uh-huh.
we've been going for about an hour, so we might want to take a short break.
Yes.
Nice.
Always leave
Yes.
them wanting more.
Oh.
All right. So we'll be back in about 5 minutes or fewer. Stick around because I don't know where the hell this is going, and I'm super excited to find out. So, yeah, we'll be right back, everyone.
it taste like?
It's a pretty good bitter, and we're back on air.
Hello.
Welcome. In case you're curious about what beer I'm drinking, it's a Naughty Hildegard by, I think it's Russell Brewery, which is a brewery in Surrey, British Columbia. But I left you on a cliffhanger, and we saw a boardroom in a tower.
Yeah. So I am there. I don't know where the rest of you are. Depending on the answer to that question, Andrew, you were saying that they're like having a meeting, basically. Yeah. I can spend 2 stress to make myself invisible instead of shadowy,
Yep.
which might be the right thing to do right now.
I mean,
and if I'm gonna stay here and listen to them, like we have the crew ability, right? The like being in the ghost world is not like, well, it's fraught with terrors, of course, but
yes.
It's a thing we can do. If everyone is going to be involved in the eavesdropping, turning myself invisible is not really going to help much. So we can just sort of prowl together, perhaps, to listen in, or take some other tack. But I definitely want to overhear what they're talking about. That's my vote, is eavesdrop on the ghost meeting.
I don't see why that's important.
I mean, yeah, that would really, that would really screw Andrew here if we're just like, whatever.
I mean,
just walk away.
Blah blah, corporate bullshit.
If Corlin is like, no, what the crew really needs to do is break my boyfriend out of jail. Awesome, right? Like,
wow,
I give no fucks. Y'all get to tell me what's important to you. Also, I should probably stop using y'all since I live in the Canadian Pacific Northwest. But I mean, yeah, I am absolutely okay with the ghost field being spooky, weird, and like not necessarily like physically or temporally connected 100%. Like, it's more emotional connection sort of thing. Like, so if the 4 of you get drawn into this boardroom meeting from wherever you are, I'm very okay with that. Like,
I like that. That seems fun.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Yeah, it's more fun if we're all there, I think.
I also just want to point out Jordan in chat said the hardest of passes on Lucian, and
Yeah.
thank you.
Does somebody want to lead a group prowl? Because
I
mine's not
can
great.
lead.
I mean,
The upside to overindulging is I don't have any stress, so
Yeah.
I'm happy to lead.
You're just refreshed.
Yeah, fresh as a daisy.
I think everyone has at least one dot and prowl.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
so.
Yeah.
Just get everyone steals.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. I think we will try to stay out of sight and hearing of the reconciled and overhear their.
That's a good idea.
So Harrington is leading?
I will lead. I'll take stress for everybody who misses their role.
Ooh, okay, yeah, we have to explain this bit for me, please.
Sorry.
Yeah, so when someone leads a group action, they don't have to be good at the thing necessarily. I happen to be good at prowling, but it's more about leading the group, which I think is hilarious for Harrington to do that. So that's the main reason I want to do it. Then you kind of say like how you lead, like your leadership style. You know, are you barking orders? Are you like setting a good example? Whatever. Then all of us roll that action, so we'll all roll prowl, and whoever gets the highest result, that will apply to everybody. So we all get to enjoy the best outcome. But everyone who rolls a 3 or less gives the leader a point of stress.
Yep. I already have it worked out for why my prowl is so bad.
Yeah. So Coraline's already given me
High
one.
as fuck right now.
All right.
She just walked around. She's like, Psh, "Nope, that's not real. Come on."
Are you still coming down from like getting your tattoo?
Nice.
I think when she started to see the ghost stuff, she gave herself like an
Oh,
upper.
like re-upped?
Yeah, she re-upped on it.
Good.
So I think now
Nice.
that we're in the ghost thing, like the tattoo on my arm is like this huge beacon of light coming at the top of it, and it is like the complete tower and everything like that.
I mean, it's not obvious. It's something that Harrington covers for, right? Because like
Right, no, I just mean like her tattoo changed, where instead of being like
Yes.
a ruined tower, it's like complete, and it has like an artistic like glow line going up her arm or something.
I mean, it's also probably full of the same Leviathan blood that the Reconciled are currently having a meeting on controlling.
No big deal.
You just take 2 stress.
Oh, that's.
I took 2 stress. Thank you for the 6, Jonathan. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I can't decide
If we had that crew ability to
Yeah.
combine
That
our
would've been a
6s,
critical.
we could have a crit, but we don't.
The
have that.
synchronized, yeah.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah,
got
I
a.
can't decide.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I can't decide if Mortimer either just like immediately turns like becomes a servant against the wall and none of them notice, or if it's because of the methadone.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Or I
I
mean,
like that.
both, right?
Yeah. They're just both immediately like, yeah, that's perfectly acceptable.
Yeah. Well, like, and they probably have people along the wall to like refresh their coffee and like, it's like, I mean, I don't know if any of you in the game drink booze, but like they have proper spirits, forgive the pun, right?
Yeah. And this is really weird, right? We work for the Spirit Wardens. We have experience with ghosts. Ghosts don't have meetings and drink and stuff. They're ravenous, crazy monsters. So this is really strange. I don't think Harrington is familiar with the Reconciled as a organization or anything like that. Maybe he's heard about the idea of a ghost being like this.
I think you get like a fairly boring like business like introduction, like the Reconciled and you. Like it might be like I mean, I'm not sure what you want out of this. Like if it's a job, like here's this like plan that we've got or something, or like if the 4 of you want to slip into like Reconciled and you welcome to the crew sort of thing.
Well, just like any board meeting opens up with that. As you know, the Reconciled exists too.
Like it's like fairly bog standard like meeting corporate bullshit. Yes, thank you.
Oh, they're going over the core values when we walk in.
Yeah.
Exactly. You got a mission statement? Give me a mission statement.
Well, and it's like their big hairy audacious goal is like domesticate a Leviathan and thereby influence the entire city of Dustfall, installing ourselves as leaders. Like,
well, and because of the way our crew ability works, like the idea of echoes is a thing, right? So what we might be seeing is like snippets of time where like they're founding their their group,
Well,
and then it kind of like jumps ahead all like jerky motion
Yes.
and like
yeah.
you
Well, and like my initial read on this was that like the tower we had picked was originally used as like a base for them and has since passed out of their control.
absolutely it did.
Yeah.
Well, no. In the ghost field, it's still their base.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we catch up to them now. They're not having their values meeting now, but we've seen like these like little echoes of time.
Yeah.
Well, like, I mean, my personal thinking is like at least 2 of them sort of predate the cataclysm. What killed the sun?
Oh man, yeah. So at least 2 of them are dressed in like what would look to us like maybe pre-medieval kind of sort of tunics and long belts that trail on the floor and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like also like you get a sense of like sorceress power or like maybe divine power, which might also be new and terrifying, and you might not be able to tell the difference.
Yeah.
Like, which is a thing that doesn't exist now. Like, it feels wholly distinct.
Andrew, did this place exist before the cataclysm?
I think so. I'm not like
So-
I'm not super up on honestly like your version of
Oh, it's
Dustfall.
whatever you want. It's fine.
Right. So like I think like this is like an ancient watchtower in the ancient Scove city of
Yeah. So the first time echo snippet is there's sunlight. It's day.
Oh, which is utterly foreign to all of you.
We've never seen that. Yeah. It's like completely blinding and insane.
But like you get the ghost version of it, so it's like
Mm-hmm.
a hollow echo, but still horrifying, terrifying, and like.
The horrible orb in the sky.
But it like also feels better.
Oh, nice,
Like-
nice.
like-
That's yeah.
Like, it's like I kind of feel like you feel like there's some sort of fundamental loss between this like memory you've had for all of a split second and today, right?
I didn't know I was missing it, and now I have to miss it forever.
Yeah.
How can I live without it now?
And I
Oh,
mean,
that's-
like,
that's rough. Yeah,
That's life, baby.
that's real good. Dang.
I'm sorry. I'm not
No,
sorry.
That's real. That's real good.
Why lie?
Yeah.
All right, so we're hidden. Mortimer is blending in. I try to like. It's more leading by example. I'm not like you go there, Gray. You do that. Like I'm not gonna give Gray orders. That's dumb. It's more like I just kind of like I kind of go psst, and like gesture and then like sneak behind some curtains and stuff and like expect them to kind of join me in the hiding. But if someone who's good at studying or surveying wants to like learn stuff,
I'll do it.
I'm not gonna do that.
I was gonna say, maybe one of the reasons I stressed Harrington out was when we saw the board meeting. Like I, as a reflex, went for my guns.
Mhm. No, that's good.
Yeah, and then you're like,
Oh, how do I
Harrington quickly
possibly?
gave you a shush.
But there's no way I would have the balls to shush you, or
It's-
it's like, what would I do?
Gray,
Hmm.
what do your guns look like in the ghost field?
So I
Because when you
picture
first
my
jump
guns-
back, they might not be guns. They might be like a crossbow and a longbow on your back or something.
She only loads electroplasmic ammo. How does that look in Ghost Field?
Oh
Right.
Lord.
Yeah.
Just like a swirling void of nothingness. I'm imagining.
The freaking piranha gun.
I was gonna say normally they're like these really sleek black with like some silver filigree, maybe with their names on them. So diligence and incentive, which I did kind of partially remember that first episode, but I forgot half of it. But
What's the rifle's
good.
name?
Perdition?
Ooh.
It's fine. It's not at all the reason I was looking at Harrington through the scope at all.
No.
No. In the ghost world, I think they look largely the same. Maybe the silver's glowing a bit, like a little bit white. They look very foreign, like they don't belong there, though.
Well, like it's. I imagine a lot of the ghost field is vaguely akin to having synesthesia.
Yeah.
Mm,
Like you look at the gun and you like taste cold.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I think my reaction then, and like the stress here,
Mhm.
is like you're getting your guns ready, and the electroplasmic ammo is like it's anathema to this place, you know. So it's the kind of thing that could be very easily like noticed, or it's giving off something or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would ever like grab Gray
Yeah.
or do anything like that. That's not gonna happen.
It's
A
not
pleading
wise.
look, maybe?
Yeah, I think
Or just a look of panic on Harrington's face
Yeah,
is enough
like-
to like
Yeah.
Gray to be like, nope, maybe now is not the.
Yeah. Like, something
Or-
definitely makes me stop.
you see him resign himself. Like he draws his blade and just grits his teeth like, I guess we're doing this.
No,
Like he's just like, oh, okay.
but the thing is, I was gonna say I start moving for them, but then I don't.
Right.
Because we got the 6.
Okay.
Maybe I saw you like kind of reluctantly reach for your blade, and like you just kind of see my eyebrows quirk up like humorously, and then I kind of just fold my hands behind my back and go wait next to Max.
Okay. Yeah,
Awesome.
I breathe a sigh of relief.
Yeah. Okay. So is anyone studying surveying, or is it just like a passive observance?
No, I'll slowly survey.
Okay.
Um,
What sorts of things are you looking for?
I guess if there are any conversations or like anyone at this table that's saying anything like that's kind of sticks out, like if anyone's getting more emotional, I suppose. I think it's partially me trying to decipher between the disconnect and getting to hearing ghosts.
Okay. Yeah. Well, and like the like consequence of failure here is like they don't speak Scove like you understand it.
Mm-hmm.
They're from a fairly foreign civilization to yours.
Yeah, some of them were speaking like Middle English kind of
Yeah.
to our ears. We're
Mm-hmm.
like, I can sort of understand you.
Anyone want to? Is this controlled since we got a 6?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean I feel like this is like gather information sort of thing.
I will assist you,
Okay.
and I won't pay a stress for it because,
Because-
as a member of a foreign place, one of the things for being a public speaker and a lawyer is you need to know dead languages. You need to know languages that aren't spoken much, and I mean, I can translate shit on the fly.
Are there Tycherosi contracts written in pre-Cataclysm that are like still upheld today? Because that sounds baller as shit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and also it's really easy. Traditionally, they write a lot of them in mostly dead languages, so that way it's harder for the other person signing it to enforce any of the rules, but you can hold them over a barrel.
So other person signing it, you mean plebs?
Yes.
Okay, just getting that explicitly stated for the record.
And so you're taking
Picturing-
Ghost Contract as your next special ability.
Just picturing Hook yelling "Decree Nisi" over and over again. 6.
Yes, you're welcome.
Very nicely done.
Nice help.
So yeah, I imagine like Coraline translating in real time, almost like does the like, and then like does the UN interpreter thing.
Mhm.
And it's like it's essentially sort of like
I
They
think what
weren't-
happens is I point out who I assume is the head of the table to Coraline and tell her to specifically tell me what that guy is saying.
perfect, and like it's the same person, but like I don't even know if it's necessarily the ravages of time so much as just like their understanding of themselves shifts over time, but you sort of can like easily identify who that person is. It's almost like a true name sort of thing, but like our internal definitions of ourselves are constantly being reevaluated and updated.
Yeah.
But you can still sort of identify them.
Mhm.
So you've picked a mark. Coraline is translating their words, and it starts out as like not an adventuring party, but like it's kind of similar. Like it's a group with ambitions and goals pre-cataclysm, like sunlight pouring in through windows, which is just probably distracting and foreign at the start, but Coraline somehow through her drug trip and everything else manages to relay like this objective of like, I mean, I'm not sure what the initial objective of the group that eventually goes on to become the Reconciled is, but like the initial meeting is probably fairly irrelevant to today's plans for at least Doskvol domination.
Well,
Are we seeing them back when they were alive originally?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they had like living goals, and then that changed once they were all ghosts.
Well, and like as the sun exploded, there's probably like because I'm at like
I had plans until the sun exploded.
yeah.
Then that changed.
That caused a little bit of a reevaluation.
I had to just rethink a few things.
Well, and like I imagine. Yeah, go ahead, Jordan.
I was gonna say, what if the Reconciled specifically are still together as a group because they had a plan for immortality before they died? What
I
if
mean,
they were
absolutely, they wanted to live forever.
That's cool. Yeah.
trying-
They've found additional spirits since then, and like have functionally domesticated them. taken ghosts, which the spirit wardens and the four of you understand to be largely feral creatures, and like, I mean, their success rate isn't 100%. Absolutely not. But occasionally they find someone like they call a candidate, and like they're able to like make this ghost sane.
So you're saying they're working their way up to the Leviathan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Andrew, what would you say? I'm putting you on the spot here. Maybe we don't know, or we can make it up. But what would you say our standing orders are as wannabe spirit wardens when we encounter ghosts in general?
I mean,
and reconciled in particular. Do we have like a protocol, or is this off the map?
I think the reconciled specifically are off the map. I don't know. Like, I expect every spirit warden with a bronze mask knows exactly what to do with the reconciled. I think that information sort of stops when you start getting into people without bronze masks.
Yep.
Also, on the bronze mask thing, I imagine them in this version of Duskfall to just be like perfectly featureless. Somehow they see through them, but it's just like a flat bronze slate.
I always do that too, and it has like their symbol on it or something, you know.
It was
so
like
you can
some
tell them
personalization,
apart. Yeah, but no eye holes or anything.
That's super disconcerting, and I love the shit out of it.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm glad we're on the same wavelength, and I probably cribbed that from the book, like thinking about it now. Anyways, but yeah, like essentially they started out as an organization that had like more mundane goals, but definitely like live forever is among them, because what adventurer doesn't want to live forever?
Yeah. We get this like horribly tantalizing jump through time where they're like, now that we've discovered that the secret of immortality, and like brr, like moves ahead in time. No. Damn it.
Yeah.
Taking notes.
Yeah, Mortimer's like scribbling down a chemical formula and is like 3 carbon bonds away from immortality.
I think the extent that they were able to do in life is lengthening their lifespans, almost similar to the Emperor. Like maybe they were trying to crack the secret behind like the Emperor's thing, but like,
I mean,
this is the closest they got. It's not perfect, but
Keith.
But like
Fucking Keith.
undeath, like it hasn't really been something they managed to accomplish yet.
Well, and then we
In
jump
the way
forward.
that they wanted, right?
We jump forward, and I imagine the sun dying is like falling in love, slowly at first and then all at once. And so like something is wrong with the sun, and they're discussing what to do with it, and like how that affects their goals and what happens next. And then smash cut to a couple years later, and just like you're in something that's more recognizably Duskfall. Like, there's no sun, for one. Most of the people in this meeting are dead, but not all of them, maybe, sort of thing. Like, it's maybe a couple of them survived sort of the cataclysm, and they're actually holding a meeting with a couple ghosts, which is just, that's fucking weird. And then, like, we keep jumping forward, and like more and more of this room is filling up with ghosts. And they're also adding new members.
Yeah, maybe we see the process of the earlier ones that died, their ghosts becoming feral, and then like rescuing them, you know,
in like
so
a lightning cage or like a force cage or something, like some kind of arcane, or like the last dying vestiges of divine power holding these ghosts at bay.
Yeah, we're having like a campaign's worth of like discoveries in in part of one session.
But getting back to John's
yeah.
question about like your SOP, yeah, this is definitely off the map. But like as far as a gang, like I feel like we already sort of answered these questions of like your job is to be out the door when the first Spirit Warden boot contacts it, right?
Yeah, I think that's been our... We've said that that's what we tend to do, but like the amount of... Our ability to do that is maybe in question.
Yes. But
yeah.
like that's sort of the purview you're given is...
yeah.
A few eyebrows were quirked when you brought in subjects last time, maybe?
Locked room, ripped out souls. What else are we gonna do?
Like, well, it was eyebrows quirked. It wasn't like, you
Yeah.
know,
How-
relationships burned.
Right,
We're
it wasn't
technically
how dare you.
overstepping, but
Yeah.
so what we should be doing right now is getting the fuck out of here, calling the big guns to come and drop anti-spirit bombs all over this place or whatever they do.
Yeah.
And what we're doing instead is like listening attentively and taking notes. So cool, good.
I like
Taking
how
meeting
the
minutes.
idea of like the players just quietly sat there and gathered information. Those idiots. Where did you get these players from? They're supposed to wreck shit.
I honestly really love how this group is like utterly nonviolent and a complete subversion of like every other game of Blades I've played to date.
It's true. So far, anyway.
Well, yeah.
Someone's got ghost killing guns and itchy trigger fingers. So
What's dead? Stay dead.
The ghost of Chekhov's guns.
So Andrew, with Beatrix's successful survey, can we end our montage?
Yes.
In some way where I guess we should talk about what our like hopes are that we could learn here. And
Yeah.
the first thing that comes to mind is the like maybe the thing they're going to do next to tame the Leviathan or something along those lines. That would be my hope. But
Sure.
I mean, it's your role, Jordan. You get to control that. But that's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you think? So I think we get like the last 5 minutes before the present, and they're just like, we really need blah, or like we have a delivery of blah arriving at the docks, or like you can tell me what blah is and in what form they're receiving it.
I think so. We got it at the first house, the book. I mean, where I guess the lady of the house had become a ghost who was becoming a bit more sane. So maybe it's talking about recently deceased nobility that they're going to target next.
Okay. Oh, so that's what they're looking to is like, we just need a few more.
Oh.
They're
well-
recruiting.
Well,
She
dude,
would
like-
have been a very sympathetic member of their numbers.
Yeah.
Well, and like the husband would have been, like they would have had some leverage on him at that point too, right?
Well, and like,
Well-
is it because they just lost those hosts that they were expecting?
I mean, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you carried one body out of there. The spirit wardens presumably have rounded up the rest, and I'm not about to say they haven't, but like, yeah, I think it's they're like maybe they need a certain like critical mass of bodies standing in a circle chanting the Latin that they just don't have yet, or I keep forgetting the name of the ancient language, so I just keep going to the Latin because it's funny.
I was going to say, she was someone who wasn't cremated. She got like placed in a mausoleum, and there are a bunch of little secret mausoleums that nobility have.
Yeah, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, because cremations are for poor people.
Yes. And the music box was originally pitched as something that someone else outside the house snuck into the house and placed there. Probably to call her, it was like the process of turning her sane because it's a location she would have been near anyway.
Okay. Yep. And
Yep.
so like
and
it's-
her child is there, which
Yes.
would
Yes.
definitely like motivate her to not be feral and
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I guess the best place for us to look is like the obituary in the newspaper.
well, I mean, like,
Nobility.
I mean, you were there for like the last 5 minutes, so I mean, like, you absolutely have names and addresses.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got a 6 on a survey. Like,
No, that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm willing to
We have-
elide this.
If we have a good name and then like Jordan said, like some reasoning behind what they're doing, that's enough for a score for us.
Yeah, I think it's like functionally a black market gravedigger. Like, this person is managing our, like, recruitment efforts or whatever is the point that they leave on. And I just need to quickly look at a names list for no important reason.
Well, and also like the bomb there, like we'll use one of our many secret mausoleums scattered around it where we're all like, wait, what?
Yeah.
They have what now?
Yeah.
I
Like
think
we're in
it's
business.
more than just recruitment for numbers. It's more like who would be difficult targets for nobility to be willing to completely erase
Yeah.
because of.
Well, I mean, or just like, I mean, they're rich. Like, the cops at the Bowmore estate, like, the street out front of them got shut down for maintenance, right? Like, they don't experience policing the way you do.
Mm-hmm.
The richest families control the Leviathan hunters also, which definitely like feeds into their bigger goal here, the tame demon thing.
Yeah.
The real high, like the top 5, 6 families, whatever, are the ones that control those fleets and the blood and all that. The maps to where the demons patrol, are at sea and all blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
But we know from our visions that they've got one in chains here in the city somewhere, right? In an underground thing. Cool.
So I mean, there's, I think it's Daphnia, is the name that you get out of the like, I don't want to say PowerPoint, but that's basically what it is. Like, there's like a round of applause. It's like Daphnia is going to be running like our new recruitment efforts under White Crown, and like everyone knows what that means, and like the 4 of you cut through the subtext pretty quickly.
Yeah, Lady Daphnia. We don't even need her family name. She's like, really famous in some way.
I mean, she's like some family that's tangentially related to the Bowmores.
Yeah,
She's an heiress. She
is now. Awesome.
Lady Daphnia is involved. Yeah, and that would be like, she has enough celebrity where we're just like, oh boy.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like, we just found out Beyonce is like,
yeah,
part of this. Or like, whoa, we don't want to mess with that. Let's go mess with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, exactly that operation occurs. Yes. We don't want to mess with that, so let's go poke that beehive. Awesome.
I'm not going to report to our mysterious and yet unseen handler about this. Is anyone on the team going to do that?
I would just say we should come back with results, because right now it's all, hey, we went and we saw a weird movie. Please help.
Oh yeah.
Also, if we're interacting with the ghost field, they're gonna fucking kill us.
I was gonna say, I don't think we want to describe how we found that out to them.
I don't want to.
Yeah, that second question is not going to have a good answer.
And how did you get this info? Excuse me? Oh, look at
No,
this. I gotta...
Sorry, what did you say?
We read a book. I mean, that's technically true.
Yeah. And you just say generic response and then walk away.
I read it in a book. Yeah.
You don't have to take my word for it.
Yep.
I was gonna say that.
We're referencing Reading Rainbow for everybody here, since we're on dead air.
All right. I was really fishing to see what Gray was going to do. So it sounds like you're not going to talk to our superiors about this.
No, probably not.
Okay. Well, good. Then we can gear up and head to Daphnia's place and try to... What are we trying to do? What's our goal with?
Yeah, what's our objective?
Intercept before they turn the remains of their next target.
Okay.
And if we fail at that, pet her down.
So are they transporting her in secret to the mausoleum?
I mean,
or are they're going to the mausoleum?
There.
She's already there. They're going to the mausoleum to do the ritual or whatever.
Yeah.
We're real good about rituals.
Yeah, the last one worked out well.
We
Yeah,
get
cool.
to identify people who are putting together the beacon.
The
at
ghost
that
lures?
mausoleum. Yeah.
So, I mean, I think Lady Daphne is like one of the reconciled. Like she's already an established member. Like she's definitely senior management in this sort of situation. She's a big get.
Okay.
It's not like so. I mean, like any rituals that are going to be conducted, she's probably going to be leading. She's not the new hire.
They're not recruiting her.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I was confused. Okay.
No, that's
Okay.
that's
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
okay.
Well, because like we were tossing around ideas. I just don't remember where we landed.
So no, I think she's like extant. She's like already one of the members. She was probably in attendance and like got a round of like golf claps as they were like, she's going to be leading things, and she like stood up and like waved a little bit, sort of thing. Maybe fielded a couple questions.
Um.
And
Okay, so it sounds like there's the new body somewhere out
Mhm.
there. There's the mausoleum that might be related to it, but even just finding the mausoleum might be an all right get for us.
I think you got the whole name. I think it's. I don't know if offshoots of the Bowmore all use the Bowmore name, but like, I mean, maybe it's Dalmore, something like
Okay.
similar. That like it's
Yeah.
okay, she's like,
Yep.
sort of being kept within the family, and I mean, I don't have any strong ideas for what this job looks like. So if it's like another party, cool. If it's like they're doing a spooky ritual and they've got like human meat guards posted at outposts and fences, that's fine too. Like, tell me like the sort of situation that you have engineered. Like, what kind of job is this?
the ritual is disguised as a funeral service
Mm-hmm.
for the man that she married a year ago.
Yep.
She's Black Widowing people?
I mean, like, she keeps jumping bodies and doing it is the thing. Like, that's like she's
Okay.
she's the head of human resources,
God.
which in a company of ghosts
Is
means
literal.
murdering and turning people.
Is she the
Yeah.
head of Inhuman Resources at that point?
No, human resources because she's murdering the human resources.
I get
Yeah.
it, I get
In processing is a completely different process.
Yeah.
it. I mean, there's, okay.
Okay, so let me just throw a wrench in because this will be
Yep.
fun. The nobility can have their funeral events because a member of the spirit wardens always attends and makes sure that the
Yes.
appropriate electroplasmic disintegration happens, but in a in a nice like way that's all like beautiful and
Ceremonial.
everything.
Yep.
But there's like oversight
Yeah.
that happens.
Well, and it's something. It's like it's a concession that the nobility are willing to go to like, here is us like being gracious and just like any of those filthy unwashed masses down in the docks,
Yeah,
except
but we
completely
don't-
different.
We don't necessarily know, and you information gathering people maybe could find this out, but we don't necessarily know which spirit warden it is. They're all anonymous anyway, and whether or not they're in on it. Like, are they part of? We don't know.
Shit.
Are they helping them cover this up, or are they being fooled by the reconciled?
That
know?
is also another reason to not go to the Spirit Wardens if there's somebody on the inside. who can
Exactly.
freaking
See,
Yeah.
know.
we
Fucking
were.
Kyle. I heard Kyle talking shit. Kyle knows some stuff.
Who's Kyle?
Huh? Nobody. It's fine.
And
John, has
Exactly.
anyone ever told you you're very good at role playing games?
yeah. Because right now, I just totally want to somehow get Max in the place of the person who's supposed to not trigger that field.
Yeah. hmm
Okay.
Oh boy.
Yes. Oh God.
Okay, so we have a deception job.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm on board. This is my bread and other bread. We don't have butter where I come from.
Olive oil.
Eel
or
butter made with real eel.
butter? Eel oil.
My bread and hagfish slime.
I can't believe it's not eel.
It tastes really good. Yeah, deception seems good.
Okay, deception, and we are replacing the spirit warden with Mortimer.
Well, no, I'm assuming like a technician or something deals with like
okay.
Well, I
you know,
mean-
like the guy who's turning the crank to turn the flames on, right? So he's obviously in on this.
Well, like it's electroplasmic, so I'm imagining it's
Well, I
like
know.
a bath of like functionally lightning water.
Mhm.
Yeah, something like that. Yep.
Yeah.
It's gonna be.
It's got electrolytes.
It's gonna require someone like Mortimer to understand what that thing is and how it works. So
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
And like I don't see any way that works without that dude being in on it. You know?
Oh, that's a good point, right? If you tell us that as like the technical expert,
Yeah.
then that would convince me. Like,
Yeah. So taking him out and like replacing him in some way, that seems totally kosher to me. Like I don't want to touch that spirit warden because if we're wrong, holy crap.
Well, that's what I see. I thought you were going off the deep
No,
end there.
no.
Like, okay, all right. No, I think that's sweet.
So the spirit warden isn't the technically inclined person.
Yeah.
Okay.
They probably know a lot about
Yes.
all that stuff, but yeah, there probably is someone who works for the spirit wardens like we do.
Yeah.
Who works at the crematorium.
Yeah.
But they're like the high official, not high official, but like high tech
Yeah.
technician who
Yep.
gets to not work in the electroplasm tunnels under the crematorium,
Yeah,
but
it's another
goes out to the nobility's fancy places and does this
Well, and drinks their
they do one a
wine,
month or whatever. And
Eats their food. Yeah, exactly.
so we're
awesome.
gonna replace that high placed spirit warden technician with Mortimer,
Sure.
and all be at the thing, either in disguise or in hiding.
I just want to point out this
Okay.
makes us sound like the reason why we didn't want to share with the spirit wardens. This deception plan makes us look guilty as fuck, like conspiring with the cultists.
I mean,
Well, the argument that the spirit warden might be, you know, shoot, what is the word I'm thinking of?
Or like a
Compromised?
contractor thereof being compromised. Yeah.
Yeah. Because we don't want to assume the spirit warden is, so like we just also
Right.
can't give him a heads up because if he's a mole,
Yep. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, no, like it's someone in the operation is compromised, so the less you tell other people, the less information can be leaked.
Exactly.
yeah,
so that's our goal. We
Yeah.
want to potentially, well, I don't know if we're gonna stop this, but we're gonna try to find out if the spirit warden's involved,
Hmm.
and then
I mean, if we could, like, if we can, like, suborn the dude who we're replacing, you know, flip him basically.
oh,
That seems like it'd be a hard.
Yeah, I know,
Job.
but I mean, after everything, if we screw up the thing, that gives us a lot of leverage, I'd think, on him or them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
oh, by the way, that ghost was supposed to be taking control of this thing, and now they're gone.
All right, let's
But that's
take
okay. You
another.
can go back.
Let's do another 5-minute break here, or
Okay.
slightly less.
Yeah.
Because it's been about an hour again. And then we'll come back and wrap this up.
all right.
Cheers. All right, welcome back. We're into hour 3 of Candles in the Dark, our Blades in the Dark game, and it sounds like the crew are picking out a job. We've got a target. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't know if we went through that ever before.
We've
We
done.
just did stuff.
Well, I mean, we have less formally.
Yeah.
I honestly, one of my favorite bits of drama in this game. All kudos to John and I mean whomever else helps you nail down sort of like the engagement roles. But like, I love the bit of drama of this like. Is this operation particularly bold or daring? And just like staring at the crew and waiting for them to like, yes.
Good. Now I know how much opposition and pain I need to deploy.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
see. I see now.
It's
I hate it.
there's
That was a late addition, actually, to the dice part. It was always part of the game, but it was very late when I was like, "Oh, that should just be a bonus die."
Yeah.
Yeah.
as like I'm just gonna like stand a little bit here. As a game designer, there's a lot to like about this game. There's just so many things that are just like, yes, tell your players and like explicitly reward them mechanically for doing the dramatic, exciting thing.
Yeah. That's the one thing I've noticed is that you did a great job of aligning player incentives and character incentives to create the genre of stories you want. Those go together really tightly in this game. You know, I am impressed.
Thanks. Yeah.
Right.
That was the idea.
Yeah.
Some people fight it and are like, this game doesn't work. But when you that's how it always is with games.
You gotta lean into it, like.
Yeah, there's always that Venn diagram, right? Like how much you align with any given game of any sort. And when you align well, this game is pretty smooth, I think. But when you don't, then it's not.
So it sounds like I don't want to like pigeonhole you too much here, but it sounds like this is either and the group was leaning towards deception, but I can also see arguments for occult or social here. Depending on how this job, like, essentially what the objective is, I think.
I feel like deception is strong because it's we know our method of deception. We're gonna replace the guy with Mortimer.
Yep.
And then
actually
there is
carry out the shit.
Yeah, I think there's potentially a strong stealth component too, because Gray and I probably will not want to be like in disguise in there or something. We're gonna be like hiding and like ready to strike somewhere probably. Maybe Coraline is like gonna attend the thing, but
Pay her respects.
that I don't feel like that's a social plan per se. It's like a social move that she's making to get in place. Everything depends on Mortimer replacing the guy. Really.
Yeah, that's our key pivot is it all hinges on him being the guy and actually carrying out the thing, and we're just kind of in, whatever points.
Maybe that's where our engagement. I mean, this is up to you, Andrew. I don't want to force your hand here, but maybe our engagement, like scene or moment, is the switch moment.
Yes. No,
then we can jump ahead to the ritual.
That is precisely what I'm thinking.
Okay. Well.
So yeah, it sounds like deception. It sounds like the method of deception is make the switch Mortimer with this this tech.
Yeah, I mean, we know where he's gonna be. He's gonna come through a back entrance or something, so that it's holding it off really late in the process. But if we grab him too early, then they're just gonna replace him with someone else, right? So. I guess we need to grab him. We're going to grab him on site, is what I'm suggesting. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So
let's do it.
You start with 1 die for pure luck.
Yeah.
Is this operation particularly bold or daring?
I mean, you're gonna. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I've already gone up to 2 fingers. It's fine. Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors? It doesn't seem like it.
No, there's just the
No.
one. Is
Yeah.
this dude here and is this dude gone now?
It's very contingent on
I
one
mean,
thing.
if those fail, I think I'm like the last resort. I shoot the ghost that shows up.
Right. Good old Plan B.
Yeah. I now need to make a character in this game whose nickname is Plan B. Does the plan's detail expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? I don't think
they expected anyone to spy on them. Or
that's
to
a good
be-
point.
Take,
Yeah,
like,
they didn't expect
onto
anyone
their
to...
schemes.
That is
Yeah.
a very good point.
That is a
Yeah.
very, very good
Yeah.
point.
Well, there's that, and like, if you're trying to give the illusion of actually doing this thing, you have to have all the shit there. So,
Mhm.
like, you
Yeah.
are basically having the stuff that you are weak to in the room with you and just pretending to flip the switch. So, like,
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Good point.
So,
All right.
I think it is.
We're up to
Cool.
3.
Woo!
Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special prep? I don't
No.
think they've prepared for having the Grand High IT tech / possibly priest kidnapped and replaced with a servant boy.
off and back on again.
The
Don't understand why
priest. Yeah.
RTFM. Cool. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation?
Nope. None of
My
mine.
Sentinel friend. Like,
She's shown up at a
power-
couple jobs.
Yes.
How a fan of yours is she right now?
I saved her from a ghost when she was a recruit. She's kind of like disillusioned and doesn't think that.
Well, like, I have a question for you. Is she on the payroll of these dudes?
I don't
Like,
think so.
she
I don't
keeps showing
think
up at
so.
their places.
I think she was someone that I took under my wing, and she's like one of few people who doesn't view me as an extremist like the average person might, because I was like someone who was actually looking out for people that weren't nobility.
So she doesn't look at you as like a crazy fundy.
No, she
She's like
thinks
ghosts
that-
are actually dangerous.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And let me just remind myself of their name. And it is...
And I just persuade her that I'm doing it for the public's best interest and she'll help me.
Your rival is an assassin? How have I not used that yet?
Yeah, come on.
Holy shit!
That's for the second half of the campaign.
Seriously.
It's for the full campaign. This is the preview.
I apologize, Twitch chat. I have gravely misplayed my hand.
Story too.
Okay. Read your players' character sheets. Even in 4-episode sessions. Or 4-session campaigns. There we go. Those are those words. So, we're up to 4 terrifying dice. Are any enemies or rivals interfering in the operation? They might be now. Let's see who has what rivals. Holden and
I-
Jailbird.
I don't think I ever did pick one. I'm a bad person.
Nope, it's fine now. Don't do it right now.
Rosalind Kellis, a noble.
Yeah.
Hi, John.
Hi.
I don't... How social are funerals? Like,
I
it's...
think, like, it would be somewhat of a big deal to be invited.
Mhm.
Like you would be a family member or a close ally or something. Although maybe they use them also to like kind of rub it in their rivals' faces a little bit too. Like, hey, look at us. We're fancy enough to get to do this. you
Yeah.
know? So everyone has to watch how fancy we are.
Well, there's
How-
also the whole, like, say this super connected noble person dies, there's sort of like a social vacuum created that somebody's got to try to fill, right? So it's like,
Yeah.
who can be the most forlorn at the ceremony, and
Is that what Coraline is filling?
oh, absolutely. She's gonna be wearing like traditional Tychrosi morning garb, and it's gonna be great.
Just blending right in.
Yeah. Awesome. Especially since Tychrosi okay, cool.
No, what you got? This will be fine.
No, it's
No,
something
yeah,
you've
I-
established previously.
I think Harrington there was a romantic relationship
Okay.
with Rosalind.
Mhm.
It went poorly.
Mhm.
Definitely his fault.
Mhm.
And their rivalry is a kind of like we had something and you messed it up, and will they won't they kind of thing that's like always
Sure.
in the background.
Well, like it's. I don't know if you've ever played Dragon Age 2, but it's like the Dragon
Yeah.
Age 2 rivalmance.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
was gonna say that.
Totally that.
It-
100%.
Probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, BioWare game to date, and I've worked there. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, exactly that.
okay,
Yep.
cool. So yeah, like constantly trying to one up each other, but also like hot for each other, but also like hate that you're hot for each other. Cool.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Awesome, perfect, lovely. She's definitely in attendance. I don't know that she's necessarily interfering with the operation, but she'll be there, so that's fun. So I mean, like, is her presence enough to be an interference in the operation?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
He probably won't be on his A game, or he'll be on his extra A game to the point where he gets cocky.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there other elements that you wish to consider? Maybe a lower tier target give you +1 die, maybe a higher tier target give you -1 die. I honestly think this plan is fairly ingenious.
I think tier would be a factor. But I have the special ability that negates that.
Yeah, I mean,
Aboosh.
So,
I'm not sure how many like
too bad.
locks, guards, etc. are in the way between like there would definitely be like armed guards with sword and pistol in attendance because it's a gathering of nobles.
Well, I think it's also like waylaying a dude in White Crown without
Right.
it. That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
Because it's like well patrolled and
Mhm.
the security
Yeah.
there is very good.
Yeah, the response time is pretty minimal.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, there is a sentinel in attendance whom comes from a mercenary company of some repute. But are there other elements that you wish to consider? I honestly think, like, just, like, making the funeral actually occur is something that this group is not, like, expecting. I think we're at 3 dice, which...
All right.
Those
I don't
seem
know.
like Jonathan's dice to roll to me.
This,
Oh,
yeah.
jeez. Thanks.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever been this generous in an engagement roll before, but this is a really good...
I mean, we're in a almost unique situation. We will never
Yeah.
be able to eavesdrop like that and get this information that way again.
Yeah.
So we better enjoy it while we can.
What's the total?
3.
Yeah.
3.
So 3 dice, huh?
Yep.
For
Yep.
fortune.
Yep.
Do it.
All right.
do it.
Here we go.
Drum roll.
Oh, input value notes. No, we're good.
Yes!
Hey,
Ha!
6.
So we got there.
Oof, okay,
Yeah.
Please,
Jesus.
snake eyes.
Yeah, those 2 1s don't count.
That's
Fortunately.
6 size bodyguards, it's fine.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, paint me a picture of how we make this swap.
Jonathan, what do you think?
I'm going to assume that to me, like the actual taking the guy out picture, it doesn't seem a Mortimer thing, right?
Mhm.
So either like Gray does it just like really quickly and quietly, and Mortimer just like quickly takes his place.
I have a thought.
Mhm.
Gray could electroplasm bullet him from a distance,
Or a tranquilizer dart.
and I'll like appear briefly and pull him into the ghost field with me.
Oh yeah, that is so good.
So like as he like starts to pass out, I'm like, whoop, And his like
next level
his
Dishonored shit right
technician,
here.
his technician's bag and his gear like clatters to the ground, and you just go whoop. Like,
Or
Yeah,
is it so
I just step out of
perfectly
his shadow
timed?
and pick him up, and then
Yeah.
just keep walking.
I was about to say,
Yeah.
is it so perfectly timed that that Max actually grabs them before they hit the ground, so there's like no noise or anything, and he just whoop, keeps on going?
yeah, Gray has to like time it where he's between street lights, and he goes into this dark section and hits him, and then I grab him, and
Oh,
I have just the
Probably
tiniest
watching-
tweak to this.
Hmm.
Gray hits him, Harrington grabs him, and Harrington makes the switch. Like,
Yeah.
grabs one by the collar and replaces him with Mortimer from out of the
Oh.
ghost
Yes.
field.
That's what I visualized too.
Yep.
I think while
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the
Yeah.
guy to get to the designated spot, I'm just kind of like humming one of the like show tunes from the play I was watching earlier. Just kind of like
Nice.
lounging on a rooftop far away.
Okay, your
are you not gonna
iPod,
throw away your shot?
earrings or earbuds. Oh, we should probably pick a load, right?
let it go.
Yes.
Let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I plan on basically not being in sight at all, so normal.
I'm
Yeah.
going normal as well. Yeah.
I think normal for me, just because I've got all the tech gear with
Oh
me.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
that's just...
I'm the only one going light. Cruel. But I
So
can use it.
that's the life
Because
of
of
a
the dress.
slave.
It's because of the dress.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like dresses in Dodgeball have pockets. They're not that much more alchemically advanced than us.
This isn't the year 3000. Come
Yeah.
Yeah. Impossible. Scientists are still trying to figure that out.
How do we attach a pouch to this garment?
Just
Let me
bursts
tell you-
into flame.
Damn I tell you, going 30 years to where like every single thing I owned had pockets to now not having them
Oh,
sucks
jeez.
a lot.
I bet. I bet.
I have very few pockets that can actually fit a phone. Anyway, continue.
Yeah.
The thing we're doing.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Yeah. So you've made the swap.
Yep.
Clean.
Yeah.
Like, absurdly clean. I don't know how many times Mortimer's been in the ghost field before, or forcibly, like, dragged from it. But, like, this has gone pretty well.
Yeah. This is great. Well, and like, I feel like this is the first time he's really done something like this important.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because
Mhm.
like he intentionally takes like a secondary role and just kind of works at the edges. So now he's like, okay, keep it going, maintain.
While we were waiting in the ghost field for the right moment, I'm like got my hand on your back and I'm watching, and out of the corner of your eye you can see there's this like some sort of abomination that's blotting out the sky in the ghost field, and it's like its tentacles are reaching ever closer to me and like closing in, and I'm oblivious to it, and I'm just like, okay now, and I push it.
It's like a worse version of that big shadowy thing from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, hey, look at it. Whatever's going on with you, not as bad as what you just walked away from. All right.
It's that guy's problem now.
I really love the idea of Mortimer as just this, like, unflappable badass who's just like, yeah, no, this is fine. Like,
yeah. Just
Another
just
day at
like
the office.
panicking totally on the inside, just being like, this is fine. This is fine.
but, like, also, like, crit the resistance last session, and you're just like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
magical bullshit trap set by a masterclass wizard. Whatever.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like dirt shit I don't have to deal with.
Yeah. Awesome. So, I mean, yeah, like, you like, what do you do? Like,
I mean, I'm gonna go do exactly what I expect the guys to do, like literally.
Okay.
You know, like this is what you go do. You go set it up.
awesome.
If someone comes up to me and like winks, I make sure I wink back. I don't know.
Oh, man. Yeah, who does the, like, handoff or, like... I think that's the score.
Okay.
I'm
Is, like,
Unless-
the money you get out of this is someone just, like, slips you a bribe.
Comes out. There you go.
Yeah. Or just, like, we've left it, like, at the usual place and, like, here's an address or something and, like... Yeah. Fuck.
Well, in like it's probably like already in the bag because like I think this is the kind of thing you pay up front for.
Okay.
Like the technician bag, because he's not going to actually use
Yeah,
it.
you know what I
Because
mean?
he's not actually killing the ghosts.
Yep.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
you're totally right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You pay up front.
Well-
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying, Jordan? You're mute. Oh.
Mortimer's
Oh.
posing as a consultant, not a spirit warden himself, right?
Right.
Because I was gonna say, won't him being like a teenager raise any eyebrows?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
That's why we gave him that sweet fake mustache.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. I'm here
Yeah.
to do the funeral.
Oh. Okay.
And then drew a fake mustache on the ID that you gave him as well, so that they matched up.
Yep. Oh.
So I think the first person to accost you actually is Celine,
Great.
which is to say Gray's friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
A woman, I imagine, who takes her job fairly seriously.
Yeah.
And I think she's gonna start rifling through your bag.
Well, I'll make sure I pull out our documents, which our crew has that we've never used before.
At one point.
Awesome.
And try and use those to help convince her everything's on the up and up and everything's exactly as it's supposed to be.
Sure.
It's just routine.
Yeah. What action is this?
That's a good question. I don't know. Stuff.
It sounds almost like consort, which you're a pro at.
Yeah, and like that's definitely Mortimer style.
Yeah.
So like.
Well, yeah, like
every-
every time you've described him interacting socially, you've always been like, I adopt this social class, and I
Yep.
use this social class as a vector at them.
Listen, just
Yeah.
because I have weaponized my labor status. All right. So what am I looking for position?
I think this is controlled. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, Beatrix, how much did you tell Celine about this?
I was gonna say, for his role, can I assist in the form of telling him what he should say, like coaching pre-session, like just
Yep.
coaching him a little
Yes.
bit on how he should address Celine.
Totally.
I honestly think like the only danger here is she's gonna like take some of the bribe out of the bag.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like she's gonna
Alright.
let you through regardless, but it's like how much of the like literal bribe does she confiscate?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So controlled standard probably, and then you said you were going to assist.
Yep.
And then do the documents do a die, or is it just like an enabling thing?
It'll be a better effect.
Yeah.
Okay. This is actually probably. I don't know. I put down standard, so it's probably higher than that. But,
Yeah,
I,
so
I think that would give us standard probably, because
Yeah.
otherwise we're
Okay.
a tier 0 crew with crappy stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
That,
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
yeah.
Alrighty.
Well,
There
this
we
is
go.
like the documents are excusing the fact that like
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a 3.
so yeah,
Yeah.
the documents excuse the fact that like you're
Yeah.
dressed shitty and
Yep.
like I mean like you probably mumble a little bit and she's like speak up quick like
Yep.
sort of realizes you are wet behind the ears, let's say. As opposed to like someone she could snap like a match. Yeah, and she's just gonna like I think she's like, oh, it seems like this is unnecessary to your proceedings, and like I'm not sure what form specifically the bribe took, but she has taken like a significant chunk of it.
Okay.
And yeah, like, this is a woman who like the only other person who has scared you this much is Gray.
It's great.
Yeah.
And at this point, the answer is nope. Not getting any part of that. Nope. You're right. Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say technically on controlled on a miss you can push your luck, but it sounds
Yeah.
like you are opting not to do that.
What,
Definitely
like,
not.
Just let the Sentinel have her pay.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, like in this context, like more, it's like okay, here's the money. Okay, yeah.
And I mean like maybe she says something like and like there is some intimation that she is taking Gray out for drinks or dinner or something and like paying the first round.
All right.
You know,
yeah,
like it's like this is like
Yeah.
this is my tax. You may enter now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems fair.
Oh, maybe Jordan. Is it possible that she's like enough of a professional that like the exchange of money means like instead of working for the nobles tonight, she's working for us, like
Yeah.
because otherwise she's like breaking her contract. So she like takes the money like, okay, now this is all fine now because we're
Yeah, I mean, there was kind of like this kind of classist tension that I had in mind with my relationship with the Sentinel. Like, the nobility, get help, but it's like people who put their neck on the line don't really get recognition or any.
Yeah, and if she makes that play, Mortimer buys it entirely because he is very much about the solidarity of the working class. It's like,
Right.
no, it's only fair that you get a taste too.
Well, and like, she has been at the previous 2 jobs. She's
Yeah.
probably a little too tired. Like, a little tired. Hey, Cora. She's probably a little tired of, like, not getting her beak wet, right? Like,
yeah. That's
So, yeah, this is her claiming her stake in things.
yeah, that's great. Oh, if we were playing the rest of the campaign and my character got lost to his vice, I would totally play her as my backup PC.
Oh, yeah.
She's like she's becoming really cool all of a sudden.
I'm a big fan of Celine and Beatrix. Like,
Oh yeah.
vaguely, like late 40s, early 50s, like, crime ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Celine's younger. Celine's like in her 20s or 30s.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
But no, I had a very like took under her wing image.
Yeah.
In my head.
Selena's going to grow into, like, the scarier Gray as she ages, right? Like, that's...
The one I had pictured being the same age as me is like the assassin. Like he and I
Oh,
basically
that makes it even better.
debuted together. Like and I was picturing kind of like a rival man's.
An
Dude.
assassin during the war, you say?
Do you keep a score tally of how many you saved versus how many he has taken?
I take some too, so I mean
Listen, bustin' makes her feel good.
yeah. Probably a lot of kill stealing.
Awesome. All right.
Mhm.
Hook, what are you up to?
Other
than attending to the local noble's cat.
So I think she. I'm trying to decide if she wanted to make like a big scene when she arrived. Hey, no.
Making a big scene.
Cat disagrees
Yeah.
with you now.
So I think she does. She wants to make her presence known. So she shows up with her super fancy morning funeral attire. She's probably made sure to study, some actual info about this dead person, so she can somewhat pretend like she knows them. But I think aside from that, she's trying to do like the appropriate amount of wailing and sniffling, but I think she's mostly trying to look like she's composed and she's not letting her emotions get.
Yeah, so it's a funeral for Cavell Dalmore, who is the unfortunate leaves behind the widow, Lady Daphnia Dalmore.
Widowed again.
Well, I mean, and like, I honestly think she like might jump bodies every so often, like just to
Oh
like.
right, you said that. Yeah, so it's not the real Black Widow thing. She's like doing it. Through
Well, I mean, like,
yeah.
she is a Black Widow. She's just yes.
Yeah. Just nobody
That's
realizes it's her.
She's been doing it for way longer.
Yeah,
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, so go make the rounds, talk to people, and I guess my main thing is to try and convince them that I was more involved in Cavell's life than I actually was, because that's easy to do because it was 0.
Sure. This sounds like Sway.
Good.
I have a devil's bargain.
Mm-hmm.
Please, yes, please.
It's probably just heat, like maybe 2 heat or something. A fancy Takarosa lady keeps showing up at event after event after event, There aren't that many of them in the
Well,
city, and you're not shy about it. So
Yeah.
I think
it's-
also like the thing that happened last time is like she arrived with an armed entourage,
yeah, that's right.
which
Yep.
also is going to draw like some attention, but like we decided narratively like that was okay. That was a thing that just happened. So like not only is this Taikarosi lady like at this funeral with a bunch of people, but like anyone else Taikarosi in attendance probably has armed assistance.
Hmm.
I don't know if that is two things, and like maybe I come back later, but
No, that's what I was saying at the party.
yeah,
Takarasti need more because of
general
super
harassment.
yeah.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Wait, where's Gray at this point?
I was gonna sneak in somewhere with Harrington.
Okay, that's right.
I wasn't really planning on being.
No, that's fine. I just didn't know. No, that's that devil's bargain works for me.
My current imagining is like we've only seen Gray's look like view of things through the scope on Perdition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's Overwatch mission.
So what do you? What do you? Sorry, what's your goal with the sway? What do you?
I think I'm just trying to like establish socially why the hell I'm here. So maybe to kind of get people to not be suspicious of me, I guess. Like, if I can give enough facts and like have enough sorrowful stories of, things we did together that and
This
maybe
this feels almost like a social prowl, right? Like it feels
Yeah.
like you're doing
Yeah.
social stealth.
Yep. Totally.
You're just blending into a crowd and like so you can be in a great position later or like front
Yeah.
row or close to like in attendance for when like the body
Yeah.
drops or whatever.
Right. Okay, so what was the devil's bargain again? I'm brain.
Probably some extra heat
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
at
that's
this
fine.
point.
Great.
Yeah, it's fine.
Is it risky? Are we risky?
This feels risky to me.
Okay.
I mean, we've also established that Taikarosi aren't particularly like require physical protection at social engagements. So I mean, this could be desperate.
That's true. Let's do desperate because go big or go home.
And I think it's desperate, and then like your fancy clothing gets you up to standard.
Okay.
Because otherwise, like, you don't fit in
Yep. And I'm gonna use a bonus die.
for the Devil's Bargain.
Yeah. I can push myself too, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
to the exclusion of taking the
Oh no
Devil's
no no
Bargain.
no! Sorry, you can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a
Oh,
bonus die.
okay. I can never remember if it's push and like push or if it was like assist from friend or devil's bargain.
Yeah, it's Devil's Bargain or push.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do devil's bargain then. Fuck. I got a 3 on a desperate.
So I mean, describe what you're doing, and then I'll interject at a point.
So I think.
Wait, I thought you were rolling consort. Weren't
Yeah,
you
I
consorting?
thought. No.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
Social prowl.
No, I said
No,
like
it's
A
it's
social prowl.
yeah.
Sorry, it was just
Oh,
it was a
sorry.
metaphor. It was
Yeah.
metaphorical.
Yeah.
They're both the same. They're both the same. So.
Well, like, no, you said you were swaying, so roll another d6.
yeah.
Or sway, yeah. Sway or consort,
Yeah.
but either would work here. Sorry, we didn't mean prowl.
A 2
Okay.
again. So it doesn't
Hey, all
matter.
right, it was meant to be.
Yeah. So yeah, describe what you're doing, and then I'll describe when you step in it.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume probably immediately, but she's gonna be walking around. If there's drinks, she'll have a drink in hand and just probably not actually be drinking out of it, but just using it as like her. I'm making emphatic hand movements thing.
I think I know what happens.
Okay, great. Well, let's
Let
see
me
how
know if this seems like too much, but I think someone comes up behind you, puts a hand on your hip, and grabs the drink out of your hand.
That's oh no. That's fine.
And the person's Lucian, who has been bailed out of jail. Like, bailed out of, like, super duper...
Supermax.
Yeah.
He got bailed out of Supermax, like, isolation,
Yeah.
that friggin' negative zone thing they send the bad mutants to in the comic books.
And he's there. And he has taken, like, this goblet of wine and just, like, takes a sip and then basically whatever the, like, Duskwall equivalent of, like, Sup Girl is.
I don't think she's even going to, like, break stride. Like, she's just gonna keep telling her story and be like, "Oh, hello, dear," and try to keep telling the story about, like, how great this guy was, and, like, she's growing increasingly
Well, and, like,
panicked as she thinks of, like,
he's helping
whoa,
you, right? Like, oh no, we met him here, and, like, invents further story.
yeah,
Like,
and,
with hand on your hip, and, like, yeah.
Yeah, that's totally fine. And I think at one point she's gonna say, "Well, it's been a while. You haven't returned any of my letters. Where have you been?"
Oh dear. Oh dear, I think you know where I was. And, like, the hand, like, tightens on your hip a little bit. Not, like, there's pressure there. I don't think it's painful yet, but, like, there's a pressure there, and he's not an idiot.
That's fair. I was hoping he would be, but yeah, totally fine. I think she's gonna say, "But maybe we should talk. I don't know what you're what."
Whereabouts is Gray? Like, or sorry,
Far away from this nonsense.
where is Hook? And, like, is there a clear line of sight between Gray and Lucian? I guess is what I'm asking.
I'm gonna take 2 stress
Sure.
to have my Ghost Veil power last longer than usual.
Yep.
So that Gray and Harrington can exist in, like,
Several places.
katana space,
Mm-hmm.
and pop out as needed. So
Beautiful.
we can be moving into position through the ghost field, and then
Okay. So yeah.
so you can have some more flexibility, basically, Jordan.
Well, and, like,
to
I
however
even
you
feel
want.
like, I mean, you have the ghost field special ability, the ghost echoes.
Yeah,
So, like, every so often you just, like, see through a wall,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, it's like there's a bunch of spooky stuff that, like, you just interact with or see through, or something that just doesn't make physical sense.
I kind of picture just walking on the walls, like sideways, up to like some kind of I don't know what it's called, but like down in like nobility crypts, like those really, really tall archways where there's like sometimes a shelf with a candle or something. Just
Yeah.
some little alcove like that.
I feel like this is
We're-
still above ground at this point. Like, a mausoleum is something that, like,
Mm.
a rich family's going to keep underground.
Maybe it's an alcove's like kind of in the entranceway
Mhm.
that goes into the mausoleum.
Also, I
like,
just
the
wanna-
shots are-
Like, the walking sideways on something is super Bayonetta, and I love it.
we also have high heel guns.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
We all do. It's just part of the normal. It's part of the normal uniform. That's why we didn't mention it.
we don't have to mention it.
Yeah.
It's standard. It's
I-
standard equipment.
I
Start doing
legitimately
things.
imagine Gray is, like, 3 dots and a tune away from being literally Bayonetta, so. Cool.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah. So, Harrington, you're sort of, like, ghost fielding around as necessary?
Yeah, I'm trying to just basically take us into position. So if Gray is needed, hopefully Plan B is not needed. She can pop out and start shooting. And also, I think my job on the detail here is to, like, ghost field stealth,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna try to closely observe the spirit warden,
Okay.
and maybe including trying to see behind their mask, so we can get a sense of who it is and like, are they a legit spirit warden? Are they a plant? Are they, because we want to know what their deal is. So
Sure.
I'm scouting that out. I'm
Okay.
trying to be as careful as possible at this point,
Well, this sounds like a prowl to me.
but I will take a desperate roll if need be. Yes, I think I agree. I'm prowling.
I honestly think it might be easier from like not the ghost field to sneak up on a spirit warden.
I agree with that.
Okay.
This is
That
probably
does
not
not
a good way to
change
sneak up
the
on a
course of
spirit warden.
action.
I'll just make it. I'll just go ahead and make it desperate.
Okay.
Let's
No,
see.
it's desperate. You definitely ignored the additional tier, so it's going to be standard. Actually, if you succeeded this, it is great effect.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this is desperate great.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
desperate because I'm in the ghost field, and it's great because I'm in the ghost field.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll assist you.
And then, I mean, Devil's
You're
Bargain is...
gonna assist me?
Okay.
I will take an assist.
I think, I mean, we had a discussion about, this. If there was a spirit warden, there would be a thing of interest. So, I think as Coraline starts to realize maybe the kind of shit she's in, she's gonna start talking a little bit louder and like maybe facing towards the spirit warden every now and then, just to try to draw attention to her and the shit that she's got going on, because the demon is getting agitated,
Right.
and hopefully that would draw some attention away from Harrington and his ghost pocketing.
Especially if they are a legit spirit warden. Well, even if they're pretending, they would have to pretend to care.
Right.
But if they are legit, they would know that this
Him.
dude was just in the joint for sorcery, and is like palling around with a demon-blooded lady, and like that's all kinds of trouble. So
Well, I think the Devil's Bargain here is like the Spirit Warden is pulling double duty tonight. And is here to like keep an eye on Lucian and keep an eye on the funeral procession. And for whatever reason, they were just stretched too thin to have one person on each. And so they're just like, you can go and like check both.
But they're specifically, I'll take that. Yeah.
Which also means like Lucian is out legitimately or semi-legitimately.
Yeah.
He's on some kind of parole.
Yeah.
And is being observed. Perhaps being followed.
Right.
Cool. All right,
Plea
bonus
bargain.
dice. We're good.
Oh, thank God.
Man. I needed that help, Aaron. That's the 6 as your helping die.
Yeah.
It's teamwork right there. So I'm gonna check one thing off my help twice the score thing.
So yeah, you're not sure what you're not sure what it was that you did that tripped off a spirit warden, but like they've earned their reputation, and like you feel the gaze of this featureless bronze mask, except for like a shape carved into the front of it, like this bronze mask, like the attention swooping towards you. Maybe we even get like that vision cone in stealth games, like
totally,
which like projects this like radiance into the ghost field, like swooping towards you. And then Coraline says something, and it starts swooping back away.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do the thing where you sort of like pivot along the cone, so as it's turning away, I'm getting closer.
Yeah.
The yellow question mark is slowly unfilling.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. There's no MGS dring with the exclamation mark. We're good.
Yeah.
Like it's, and I imagine like Harrington breathes a very real sigh of relief. And you wanted to see who this person was. I mean, yeah, I mentioned before the synesthesia of the ghost field, and like this person seems to be on high alert, not to be fucked with, and here on business. Like they don't seem like someone who's here to deceive. Like, I mean, maybe the way that like you project an aura of deception, they're projecting not that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
All right. They're not in on it, is what I'm getting
Yes.
from this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and like in a sort of metaphorical way.
Yeah, totally.
And they like sort of like actually like latch on to Lucian, and they're like, oh shit, I have to like go check that out. And like maybe like you get the like stealth game, like someone mumbles that under their breath, and the ghost feels it's slightly amplified such that you can hear it.
Nice.
It's just like, oh god, this like it's like I hope I don't have to intervene, and like they check the pistol on their hip.
Harrington remembers this.
Yeah.
I'd like to sort of like hang on to the synesthetic experience I have with this person, because I can't see their face, so I want to like remember it for the future.
Yep.
So hopefully I can recognize them,
If you ever, if you run into them in meat space, it'll be like,
or maybe do some attuning and try to hunt them down.
Yep.
But that's, we'll see. We'll see about that.
yeah. There's,
okay, so
there's
my-
like a
my-
scent trail or something.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Some Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
I
They have a little red triangle over their head now.
So I'm going to finish the prowl. The position I want to try to stay in is in that sort of blind spot position. Like, so as they continue to watch the party, I'm kind of like staying in their blind spot.
Well, and like getting like closer and closer, but in the ghost field. Also,
Yeah,
like,
right.
this isn't supposed to happen, right? Like, you must be very good at this.
This is not supposed to happen. I am stretching my power really far here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take another stress because technically, it should have run out by now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take another stress to keep it going.
Sure. Mortimer, what's going on? What does your end of this job look like?
Well, right now, I think I'm sabotaging the rig to make sure it works.
Okay.
Because like I have sabotage, so I can do this sort of stuff really subvertly. You know what I mean? That was not the right word, but
That's a good word. I like that word.
subvertly. I'm making new words now.
Yeah.
That's good.
But basically, I'm going to go through and tinker with it to make sure that it's actually going to work. Because my default assumption is that it's set up now is it won't.
Yes. Well, yeah, and I mean, like, it's compared to you, whomever like sabotaged this originally is kind of a rank amateur. Like,
Really?
it would fool the other three in the group. You're not like, there's no question about that. But like, yeah, they're not especially great at this. And like, I mean, nobody's gonna double check.
Yep.
So I mean,
All right. Because like I was also partly taking that as evidence that the other dude was in on it.
yeah,
But
Yes.
he could just be super lazy.
it's. I mean, anyone who like knows,
Yeah.
you know, an Erlenmeyer flask from a round bottom flask is gonna take 2 looks at this thing and be like, but
All right. So I'm gonna say this is probably tinker. Risky or controlled? I don't know. I mean, I would guess like start at risky and maybe go back to controlled because of saboteur. Does that sound?
yeah,
Although technically saboteur is only wreck.
yeah. So I mean, what? You can make
that's
an
okay.
argument here. Like, you can be wrecking their sabotage.
I mean, well, I mean, like they're the identical dice for me. So yeah,
Tinker's fine. Tinker's totally fine.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll say tinker. It seems more appropriate, but
Okay.
yeah. But that pushes it to controlled. You said for having saboteur.
Yeah.
Basically,
And
okay.
yeah, like this is precisely what you're good at.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then
This'll-
standard. I know it doesn't really matter, but
Yep. This will be great effect. And I honestly think like the consequence here is like you might add a little too much pizzazz to the occasion.
yeah.
Like regardless of the outcome, you're going to make sure like a ghost doesn't occur here.
All right.
You just need to make sure the first 2 rows are wearing ponchos. Is what
Right.
you say.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
the degrees of failure here is how far ranging the splash zone is.
I'm mildly tempted to do that intentionally, but no, I'm not going to.
I mean,
Fuck
then
all
it's
you
wreck.
nobles. Yeah. And then does someone have a bargain, or I might push myself because I really want that to come off.
Um,
Yeah, I don't really know.
I mean, like a Devil's Bargain. Devil's Bargain is what happened to that guy you swapped places with.
Oh, jeez.
Like, is he trapped in the ghost field, or like, did you just
I don't
leave him
think I
5
can leave
blocks
him in
away?
there like that.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
he was unconscious, and I like stashed him somewhere.
Okay.
Uh,
So I mean, like,
Yeah.
yeah, Devil's Bargain is like he's like, and like,
Yeah, I'm not gonna take that. I'm gonna push myself instead. Well, and that's also like core to what we were trying to do.
Yeah.
So this is actually important to Mortimer. So
you can
fine.
take 2 stress if you want a bonus die to push yourself.
Yep, that's what I just did.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Cool.
Whee!
There you go.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Boom.
So I mean, yeah, you rig up this thing, and like, I think we get that like interplay of just like, I mean, they are only nobles, and you're just like,
I mean, it'd be hilarious. I gotta get out of here, though.
yeah,
Yeah. Fine, I guess I'll do it right.
well, and like, yeah, I won't commit mass murder. Fine,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. Fine. Be so funny, though.
It would be pretty funny. Awesome. What is Gray up to?
I think I'm just waiting for something to go wrong from the chandelier that I'm perched on. Something to go wrong where I can react.
Right. I mean, yeah, like Lucian's there. He's sorry. Lucian
Another
is
thing
there.
to go wrong.
He's got his hand on Hook, and like he honestly seems a little more disheveled, but honestly, like pretty good for a dude who just spent like 1 to 4 weeks in like very jail.
I shot him. That should still hurt.
Oh yeah, no, like there, you know, it still hurts, and I think like that might be
I
like
looked through the
what.
scope.
Well, and like you look through the scope and like the ghost echo, like there's like the red weak point where you hit him, right? Like it's there's still a tangible welt there, and it might not ever heal. And then like you sort of clock the spirit warden being like, God damn it, this is another fucking thing. I got to make sure it doesn't go wrong. And I think like you might catch like a whiff of an accent or something. Like again, like things
Right.
carry weird. So like you hear the thing they mutter under their breath, despite the fact
Yeah.
that you're 200 meters away on a chandelier or whatever.
I mean, I think it sounds like, so I can tell that he's kind of muttering, they're muttering to themselves, but like the pitch changes in kind of in a warbled way, and like at one point it sounds like they're shouting,
Yeah.
and it echoes through the stone hall, which it shouldn't. Like there's no way.
Yeah. Okay. So I mean, yeah, it sounds like you're good until bullets need to be put into things.
I think I'm idly wondering if I can shoot precisely at where I shot Lucian last time. Like, if I can see the red spot.
Yeah, like there's, like there is like, I think it's like with his heartbeat or something. You see
Right.
just like this little,
Pulsating.
yeah, little blip of light.
Well, I mean, I shot him with my pistols. This time I'm, like, aiming with precision.
This time you're aiming with your heart.
Andrew, can we, if we need to, this is it's just a suggestion. Could we, if we need to, do a flashback, drop a 2 coin on a disposable silencer for perdition? Is that are we pushing it too hard for a tier 0?
I'm absolutely okay with Perdition having a silencer to shoot some like
I just thought it might be useful in certain situations.
magic
I mean-
roofing douchebag in the chest again. I'm very okay with him.
It would be disposable in some sense. We
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
keep it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like you get like 2 or 3 rounds through the thing. And, yeah.
Right.
Okay, so
Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
just theoretically, if you fired into and then out of the ghost field, would that do anything to the shot or the sound it makes? Like, if you open the ghost field, put your gun in it, and had it open near them to shoot them, Can you use the ghost field as a silencer? Is what I'm
What I'm
asking.
hearing is, why spend 2 coin when you can make a desperate roll?
Yes. Awesome.
I think Gray would have spent the 2 coin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Just
All right.
ignore my idea.
¿Por qué no los dos?
No, look, this is gonna come up again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome. So I mean, I think like the funeral is progressing. Lucian is going to lead you to your seats, Coraline, if you don't particularly feel like interjecting.
I think she's going to kind of walk by his side, not like let him lead her. Like she's
He's
gonna
definitely
take her
trying
own-
to lead you.
Yeah, well, he can fuck right off. I'm a strong, independent woman who doesn't need no spooky boyfriend who's got connections. Get your ass out of my face, cat.
Cora is just totally loosening you right now.
Yep.
She's like, "You're gonna walk with me," and I'm like,
Yep.
No, I think she's going to assert herself at a certain point. Like when
Okay.
it comes time for the chair, she's like, "We should sit over here,"
Okay.
and maybe somewhere towards like the middle back, toward to where there's just like a really good viewpoint of the back of this dude's fucking head. If you're on a chandelier by any chance,
Can I like just tweak that a little?
always.
I mean, you could put him next to like not next to, but like within arm's reach of the warden.
Yes.
Okay.
We will do that.
Okay. That sounds like a sway. Maybe a
Okay.
consort. Dealer's choice.
Let's go with sway.
Okay.
It's the Duskfall version of Leave Some Room for Jesus.
Yeah.
Leave
What's
room
the-
for the spirit warden.
What's
Yeah.
the position?
I mean, this starts. I feel this starts risky, and then like he just got
Gets
out of
worse.
jail. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is like a complete 180 with how Hook acted towards him before.
Yeah.
One little cult ritual, and it just ruins the whole thing.
Well, he's being real weird, and I'm not a fan.
He has been possessive of you every time he's
Yeah.
shown up.
There's nothing really that's changed.
I want to take the lead. That's all.
Okay.
I have to show initiative because rich douchebags who can buy their way out of super jail like that sort of thing. Maybe.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, let's see if he does.
Uh,
I mean, sure, she threw me in jail, but
I
there
think
she was when I got out.
I think this is desperate great because he actually was kind of into you leading him around the first time. Like when you
Okay.
picked him up, like he was into that when you were just like, "Oh, you're with me."
yeah. See, that's just me trying to rekindle that old pre-prison stuff. I'm just trying to remind him of the good days.
That good evening when he left at 10 p.m. sober.
Yep. It's desperate. I'm gonna push myself for an extra die, and 6 didn't need it.
There you go. Hey, listen, I'll take 2 stress off you any day. I think yeah, you get him into a row, like he's in an aisle seat, or like one in from the aisle.
I think I'm gonna put him in the aisle,
Okay.
and he's gonna look at me inquisitively. Say like, in case we feel the need to leave early, and give him like a little eyebrow waggle.
Yes,
Say.
precisely. Well, no, it's in case I feel the need that we should leave early.
Yes. Yes. In case I
Yeah.
decide it would be. Yes. In case I decide we need to leave early,
Yeah.
and then the.
And like, yeah, the spirit warden is like either sitting there, arms folded, or like standing, like sort of in the middle of just like the
Yeah.
whole sort of. I'm imagining this is like happening in a backyard, like a massive rich person backyard, and there's like a pergola and stuff like that, and a bunch of like folding
Is he
chairs
leaning-
almost.
Is he leaning back against this like huge decorative like marble column that's just there for being ostentatious?
I think the spirit warden is just like standing there, arms crossed, in like the dead middle of the aisle, staring down at like the thing. But like you sit Lucian right down, sort of like 3 foot to a side, like 3
Yeah.
feet one side of him.
Okay, I like that.
Cool.
How does Lucian respond to that?
I mean, I think he's gonna try to like put a hand on your leg. But other than that, like, he's a man fresh out of prison.
Mm-hmm.
You're an attractive woman who tells him what to do and doesn't afraid of him, which is something that he finds attractive.
Okay,
And
I think
doing it in front of a spirit warden is just like icing.
yeah, I think Coraline's gonna put her hand on top of his, move his hand slightly higher up, and then just kind of tap it and leave it there.
Yeah, yeah, and like that's why the sway is desperate, and that's how you succeeded. Mortimer, it's about time for the show. I mean, at this point,
Yeah.
the bus is basically going to drive itself.
I will let it go.
Okay.
I will let not Jesus take the wheel. The spirit warden take the wheel. I don't know.
Let flesh take the wheel.
There you go.
Please no.
Yeah,
Let
I mean,
no organic thingies happen.
I think the body dunks like I think it's a whole like it's wrapped in sort of like silk because rich people. Dunked in, and like there's actually like not a huge pillar of flame, but like it's a slightly different hue. And like that's the sort of the first time that Lady Daphnia Dalmor has actually like reacted in a way that wasn't like controlled. Like the mask cracks at that point.
Yeah.
Because she realizes what has occurred.
Are you telling me I killed my husband just for the fun of it?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think that's job done, honestly. And not just because we're pushing on 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's job done. I mean, Celine's got fully most of your payment. If anyone particularly feels like taking it up with her.
Yes. I'm gonna show her some leg.
Lucian is currently under like observation by a spirit warden, but it's a spirit warden who seems to also have like multiple duties. Maybe they aren't affording Lucian all of the attention he fully deserves, but I mean, at this point, I don't see any reason why you couldn't just walk out.
Yeah, because like she can't really react, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, given the social context.
So I mean, if someone wants to like push her over the edge, make her freak out, and like do something spooky and magical, that's totally an option.
No, I just pictured her instead of like weeping, she just kind of like threw her hands up, and just, like kind of like Joker in The Dark Knight when he's like trying to blow up the hospital.
Yeah. No, she's like, and then like falls to her knees and is just like, why?
Yeah.
No, she starts sobbing more enthusiastically than she did earlier in the funeral.
Yeah, like before it was they were crocodile tears, exactly. And like I don't think it's a like, yep.
You do your thing, and then I'm gonna tell you.
Well, I was just gonna say like I don't like it, she doesn't fool any of the four of you.
So, okay, she's a body hopping ghost inside this person, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, no, I'm gonna do it.
Oh no.
I think.
Gray, get ready.
I think Coraline's gonna stand up, look over Lucy, and be like, "Excuse me, I have. There's a grieving widow that I need to attend to."
Yeah, and like people start milling about a little bit.
Yeah, and on the way over, I think what she's gonna do is she's gonna reach into this little actual pocket she has in her dress, and she's gonna pull out a spirit bane charm and put it around the lady's neck and be like, "Your husband would have wanted you to have it," and then get up and walk off.
And episode.
Yeah. Do we want to
think
come back to that Fallout?
Yep.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
wanna
so.
I wanna do the rest of that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, it's 9 o'clock. Let's run through end of session stuff real quick, and then next time we can deal with the Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
All
Yeah,
right.
let's do it.
Coraline,
Hi.
you addressed a challenge with deception or influence.
Yes.
Name
Sorry.
one.
I made boyfriend come sit with me, and
Mhm.
I think that might be the only time, actually.
You also passed your social stealth and fit into the party, and
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
led to what you just did right there.
Or attempted to pass your social stealth. It's not,
Yeah.
it's not successfully did the thing. It's
Yeah.
tried the thing. So
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
Well, there were
Yeah.
consequences, but
Yes.
you did the thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Drives is fuck ghosts, so I put a spirit bane charm on a very powerful one.
Mhm.
And background is, I mean, I work that pretty much every time we have a mission.
Yes.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, no, you get your two. Struggle with issues from your vice or trauma.
No issues, just real fun times with friends.
Definitely.
Got cool ink, learned how to look at ghost shit. I mean, I think it went pretty well.
Good times.
Sure. All right, so 4. Beatrix.
Hello.
Dressed a challenge with coercion or violence. Because we
I
changed
went
yours to a
back-
cutter.
I know,
Okay.
and I went back to doing regular hound stuff this episode, so I don't really get XP. I didn't. I did mostly tracking this episode,
I mean,
but
I'm willing to give you, like... I'm willing to give you 3 verbs,
Well,
honestly.
no.
It's fine.
You took out the dude.
Yep.
Before the switch.
But yeah, that's violent. It's like one thing of violence, but I'm
That's
mostly
violence.
tracked. I'm mostly tracking.
I'm
Take two.
willing... Yes, you
Yeah.
get 2.
too.
Hybrid characters are cool, and they shouldn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
We shouldn't
Yeah.
give you grief about it. So,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
Expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or backgrounds.
Yeah. Definitely with like kind of looking out for Celine. You know, like kind of working class, anti-ghosts. You know, bottom line is what would be security from the supernatural, like at large. No special.
I feel like you dropped like 3 very potent, at a minimum, 3 very potent role-playing bombs on us this session, so yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of what that second one seems to be driving towards, is you role-played
Right.
real hard a couple times.
That's
Yep.
what I aim for. Like specifically that track.
And you delivered. Struggled with issues from your vice or trauma.
No.
Not especially.
No.
Harrington.
Yes.
Addressed a challenge with stealth or evasion.
I did.
Yes. Yes, very much so.
First in the board meeting, and then at the funeral.
Yep. Yeah, and yeah, like just chilling right behind a warden is just delicious.
That was fun.
yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for the helping die.
Expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Not a whole lot this session.
Not over much. I didn't remember to
think
put
so.
Rosalind in the funeral yet.
Oh, that's fine.
She'll come up
That'll probably come up.
either tonight or next Monday.
My drives. No, I'm not going to take XP for that. I was kind of downplaying.
Okay.
So that's how it goes.
Okay.
Struggle with issues from vice or trauma. I'm going to take XP for that, mostly from Devil's Bargains that involved that stuff that is on my back.
Yeah, and I mean, like you like are out to another character in the gang now too.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
definitely struggling with issues.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And Mortimer addressed a challenge with technical skill or mayhem.
I mean, that was like the whole point of the job. So yeah.
Expressed your, and then I mean in your downtime, as well.
Oh,
When you
yeah.
were like, hey, here's a bribe that doesn't look like a bribe.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Well, also you made the whole friggin' Leviathan Methadone stuff. Which
Yeah.
seems like a big technical achievement.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was like a playbook advancement. I mean, I think it was cool. And actually, it ties into the next one.
Mhm.
So we talked about beliefs, drives, and heritage.
Yep.
Again, there was some of the class thing and some of the fuck noble thing. And but I think it's also become more clear that Mortimer is actually kind of a true believer in what we're doing. Like the couple times there, he put the mission above,
Yeah.
stuff that you would otherwise do
Yep.
Yeah.
because he thought the mission was important. So,
Mhm.
Yep.
that feels right to me. Didn't really have anything with vice or traumas this session. It didn't really come up. So,
Cool.
wee.
All right. That all makes sense to me. And then lastly, the crew. Haven't finished a mission yet, so we can't do the first one. But contend with challenges above your current station.
That one's always real easy to get.
Yeah. Especially when you start at tier 0. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm giving you 2 for that because, I mean, like, there are several things in this area that are above your current tier.
Oh, I accidentally marked at the same time as you, Andrew. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
1, 2.
Also, the
3,
ghost meeting
5, so we should have
was
5.
kind of a
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the ghost meeting is above your current station. There's
Yep.
spying on a spirit warden. Sure, why not?
Yeah, no big deal.
Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. You are ambitious and reckless.
Nailed it.
Yes.
And we picked those ones real good.
Yeah. So take another 2 there. Think that goes fairly without saying.
Okay.
And then express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
Yeah, I think we should get one, at least for. There were several of these like turning point questions tonight where I thought it was possible for one of us to be like, no, I'm not. Like, we're not on the same page here.
Yeah, like when Harrington had to tell Gray not to shoot the ghosts at the meeting.
And then like no one reported to our boss about what was going on, and like I think we definitely are. I don't know if it's our essential nature yet per se, but like we're definitely like a team.
Yeah.
More than I initially thought. Like
Yes.
if that's, you know what I mean?
Definitely. Also, I feel like we're getting very much into we can break this rule for the greater good kind of thing,
Yeah.
which seems like a whole other slowly forming belief system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Totally.
Yeah, so yeah, that's another 2.
Cool.
Good job. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So I should let the East Coasters go to bed at this point. But we have been That D&D Podcast. You can catch us for the final episode next Monday. And whoo boy, I'm going to have to speed run that shit to come to a satisfying conclusion. That'll be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I have a lot of fun at these. I hope everyone in Discord talking right now does, but I hope everyone in chat does too, because I think this is a really great game, and I feel like we're giving people like sort of a good primer on what it is or can be.
Me too. I'm really loving it, and I think we've adopted a bit of a higher pace because of our shortened thing, and that's a fun way to play Blades, which doesn't happen all the time. So this is good.
Also, I'm sad it's got to end. Like,
I mean,
Yeah, I know.
I really hope we go out on a bang.
just leave Lucian around, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, those rules go.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's been us for tonight. We've been That D&D Podcast with very special guest John Harper. Thanks for showing up. This has been a lot of fun, and I wish you all a very special and good evening.
Indeed.